afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network, coming to you live from John Stella Field at Brown Park in Omaha, Nebraska. We bring you the second game of doubleheader action between the Bellevue University Bruins and the Presentation College Saints out of Aberdeen, South Dakota. Mick Krupski back behind the microphone to do the play-by-play. Joined once again today by Chris Williamson, former Bellevue player and sidekick up here in the booth. Now he'll be bringing you the color commentary as it goes on. Chris, the Bruins with a couple of big wins yesterday over these same Saints. Do you look for anything different in today's action?
I'm curious to see how they respond after a big game, big blowout wins yesterday. Are they going to be lethargic and coming out and just thinking that it's going to happen again, or are they going to actually keep playing the way they have been playing and keep the pressure on and do what they did yesterday? So I know Coach Monlick's talking to him before the game. He's a little nervous about that. He would like the same result as yesterday, but he's a little nervous because, a lot of the times when you come out and you beat a team as bad as they beat them yesterday, they're very lethargic. They're very, it's going to happen again. We're just going to go through the motions. And that's when it's close, and that's when you can get beat. So I know Coach Monlick will make sure that they're ready to go, and hopefully we can have the same result as yesterday.
Two more conference games on the line today. The final two games of this four-game set. The Bellevue Bruins coming in at 32-6 overall, the number 5 rated team in the NAIA. 17-1, the Bruins' record in conference play. That puts them in second place behind the undefeated Dakota State Trojans. Those two schools will meet 2 weekends from now here at John Stella Field in what appears to be the showdown for the top crown in the regular season in conference play. For the Presentation College Saints, it's been a struggle of a season. 0-32 overall, 0-18 in conference play. Yesterday's blowouts, 28-6 victory for the Bruins in game number 1, 21-3 in the nightcap. The Bruins had 8 home runs on the day, 2 in the first game, 6 in the second game, including 3 off the bat of catcher Logan Grant. So let's take a look at today's action as the home plate umpire and field umpire meeting with Dwayne Monlix and Evan Brandt. That conference breaks up, so let's get to the starting lineups for both teams. Leading off for the Bellevue Bruins, center fielder Kanta Kobayashi. Batting second, the designated hitter Connor Barnett. Batting third, right fielder Jake Lacey. The cleanup hitter for the Bruins is the catcher Logan Grant. Batting fifth and playing third base is Nick Grade. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Mathieu Sirois. Batting seventh and playing first base is Trad Richardson. Batting eighth and playing second base is Drew Staley. And batting ninth is shortstop, C.J. Townsend. So the same starting 9 for the Bruins in the batting order. The only difference will be on the mound as Easton Britton will get the start today for the Bruins. Chris, a little history, a little update on what Easton Britton brings to the mound.
Easton's still going back from recovery. It looks like he's pretty much healthy before he got injured, but he has 9 games started. He's 5-1 on the year. He's got 45 innings pitched. He's given up 47 hits, 28 runs, 25 of them are earned. He does have 44 strikeouts in those 45 innings. Ks per 9 or just under 9. He has given up 10 home runs, and his ERA is just under 5. Easton's a guy who's mechanically, he's a lot of feel. If his mechanics feel right, he's really, really good. So it seems like they've been on point his last couple outings, which has been the reason why he's been pitching pretty well lately. So I look for more of the same out of him today. Hit his spots. He's not going to overpower you. He's mid-80s guy, but he's a spot-up pitcher. He's going to hit his spots, and when he's on, he's pretty unhittable. All
right, we look forward to his work on the mound. The Presentation College Saints now being introduced. They will be the home team once again today in both halves of the doubleheader, as this series was originally scheduled to be played in Aberdeen, but the winter weather conditions hanging on long up in northeastern South Dakota, so the series moved here. Here's your starting lineup for a presentation in game number 1. Leading off and playing shortstop is Dawson Barson. Batting second and playing left field is Evan Booth. Batting third, the first baseman, Ethan Leach. The cleanup hitter, the designated hitter, Wolf Don Thorson. Batting fifth and playing second base will be Trent White. Batting sixth, the catcher, Colby Wagatsuma. Batting seventh and playing right field will be Matthew Womack. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Louis Martinez. And batting ninth and playing center field, Dominic Sarmiento. On the mound this afternoon in game number 1 for the Saints will be Michael Wischowski. Tell us a little bit about Wischowski's stat line.
Yeah, he's had 8 appearances on the year, 5 of them starts. He's 0-4. He has 1 complete game, 27 innings, given up 50 hits, 37 earned runs, 10 walks, 16 strikeouts. His ERA is over 12. So I'm curious what the Bellevue lineup will do to him, if they're going to be patient and let him come to them, or if they're going to be in attack mode and jump on him right away. It seems like he's in the zone a lot with only having 10 walks on the year. So he's going to be in the zone. He's going to give you hittable pitches. It's just, let's see if they can do damage with those pitches.
The Saints used 7 pitchers, 4 in game number 1, 3 in game number 2 yesterday. So pitching depth for this final doubleheader may come into question for the visitors from Aberdeen. Both teams on their respective foul lines as we get ready for the playing of our national anthem and the first pitch coming in just a few moments. Again, Mick Krupski and Chris Williamson bringing the action to you today. If you would like to be part of our broadcast, we invite you to send along a text message. The number once again, 402-515-7654. Our national anthem is concluded. That means it's time to play ball. Again, coming to you live from John Stella Field at Brown Park. About a 10-minute drive away from the Bellevue University campus in South Omaha. We get ready for today's action between the Bruins and the Saints. Southpaw. Michael Wischowski will start the game for the Presentation College Saints. Again, they will be the home team today. Let's set the defense across the infield. Ethan Leach will be at first base. Trent White is at second. Dawson Barson is the shortstop. And the third baseman, Louis Martinez. Across the outfield, Evan Booth is in left. Dominic Sarmiento is in center. And Matthew Womack is in right. The battery for the Saints behind the plate, Kobe Wagatsuma. And on the mound, Michael Wischowski. Not quite as warm, not quite as windy as it was yesterday, and not quite as sunny. But still a very nice day for baseball. Temperature right now 74 degrees, wind out of the south at about 14 miles an hour. That means it's blowing pretty much straight out towards left and left center field. We saw quite a few home runs yesterday. 8 home runs for the Bruins, 1 home run for Presentation. And some big numbers put up as well. The Bruins, 353, the team batting average as we get ready to go. Pretty much the same starting lineup as we saw in both games of the doubleheader. If you score over 20 runs per game, why tinker? As Kanta Kobayashi will lead off once again. He had a great day yesterday for the Bruins in that leadoff spot, and several of his teammates with multi-hit games in both halves of the doubleheader. A light layer of clouds overhead. We're expecting storms to move into the area later today, but hopefully not until after 6 p.m. That's at least the forecast. Chris, anything that you look for early in the game that might be keys to today's outcome?
I'm actually just looking. I wonder how much pressure Coach Monlux wants to put on this starting catcher behind the plate with stolen bases. I was just looking at his numbers, and he's 5 for 29 throwing guys out. So that's a big advantage to Bellevue with their run game, with the guys who we have like running the bases and putting the pressure on this team. So I wonder if Coach Monlux is going to put the pressure on them early and see what this catcher can do behind the plate.
Bruins didn't have to run a lot yesterday in the stolen base department. They got off to leads of 5-0 in game number 1 in the first inning, 8-0 in game number 2. Here we go with game number 3 of the 4-game set. Center fielder Kanta Kobayashi takes pitch number 1, inside and low, ball 1. Kanta on the season with a great day yesterday, back over the 400 mark, 401 on the season. Opposite field, hit down the line, but it's going to tail foul, about 6 or 7 feet foul. 1-1 to count. Kanta had 4 hits in game number 1, 3 hits in game number 2, and a total of 7 runs batted in to match his 7 hits. That's having a day.
Yeah.
On the outside corner, called strike 2. Home plate umpire Tim Arndt, his son Braxton Arndt, the base umpire. Tim is usually known as a pitcher's umpire, likes to expand that strike zone beyond the normal 17 inches across the front of the plate. Here's the 1-2 pitch. A little flare, that's going to drop in left center field. Kanta Kobayashi protecting the plate. Turn around second on his way to second base, turn around first. You got to get first before you can get to second. So Kanta with a leadoff double. And the Bruins have the leadoff guy once again. In the 14 innings of play yesterday, the Bellevue batters, leadoff guys got on base 12 of the 14 innings.
Yeah, he was thinking 2 right out of the box. As soon as he hit it, it was hit right in the perfect spot for him to be able to get to second base pretty easily.
A team leading 12 doubles on the year now for Kobayashi. Second batter in the Bruin lineup, designated hitter Connor Barnett. First pitch up and away. Barnett, another guy with multi-hit games. 3 in the first one, 2 in the second. 4 runs batted in the opener yesterday. Michael Wachowski, throw back to second base. Awkward throw, but fielded on the backhand by Trent White to save an error.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what he was doing. I don't know if he was anticipating the second baseman being there and realized he didn't and just kind of threw it to where he was at, or not quite sure what was going on there.
Here's the pitch to Barnett. It's up and away.
It's good to see Connor Barnett back in the lineup. I know he's been back for a couple games now from injury. He had to miss time earlier in the year from an injury he had over the summer, and then pulled his hamstring a couple weeks ago, which he had to miss time. I know that was killing him to get back.
High pop fly hit to left field. Shortstop going out, left fielder coming in. He'll make the play with the catch. That's left fielder Evan Booth for the first out of the game.
Yeah, that ball was hit probably 700 feet in the air. It was a high fly ball. But going back to Connor, it's good to see him back in the lineup. I know he was working really hard to rehab his hamstring, get back in time, because he wanted to be out as little as possible. He's one of those guys that if he can play, he's going to play. And so it was good. It's really good to see him back in the lineup. He's a big-time leader on this team.
Jake Lacey, the next batter up for the Bruins. He, too, with multi-hit games in each half. Strike 1 called. Jake had 2 hits and 5 runs batted in game number 1, including a home run. And what did he do in game number 2? Well, 2 more hits and 4 more runs batted in. A 9 RBI day. Low, ball 1. Or excuse me, ball 2. Lacey, the team leader in runs batted in, now 53 on the season. A .357 batting average overall. A little flare down the right field side. Right fielder giving chase, but he won't get there. Then takes a skewed hop into foul territory. It'll be an RBI double for Jake Lacey as the Bellevue Bruins cash in on the doubles by Kobayashi and Lacey.
those are probably the weakest doubles you might see all year. Those balls weren't hit hard. They were just hitting the right spots. I mean, that ball landed probably 6 inches from the foul line and took a big turf hop. And again, he was thinking 2 out of the box. So putting pressure on him early, yes, not with stolen bases, but putting pressure on him running the bases pretty well so far.
Good aggressive base running. Next up for the Bruins, the catcher, Logan Grant. First pitch outside. Talk about a game. Logan Grant in Game 2 yesterday, 3 home runs, a couple of 2-run jobs and a solo. That was in game number 2. Grant also had 2 hits and 2 more runs batted in the first game yesterday. Fouled at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. With the 49 runs the Bruins scored yesterday, they upped their season average to just over 10 runs a game. They were averaging just over 9 per game. That one is gone bye-bye. That one is way out of here, up near the pavilion on top of the hill. Logan Grant continues his hot streak at the plate with a 2-run home run. And again, the Bruins jump out to a crooked number in the first inning.
That ball was hammered. He knew it right away. I think it went over the trees in right field.
So Grant has now homered in his last 3 at-bats. 4 of his last 5 times up. What a hot streak for the Bruin catcher. For Grant, that is now his 9th home run on the season, as we'll get that one updated. And it'll bring to the plate Bellevue third baseman Nick Grade. First pitch swinging, comes up empty. Grade had 2 hits in game number 1 and 2 hits in game number 2.
Nick's probably getting a little nervous about his team lead in home runs with Logan coming right behind him, having 4 out of his last 5.
Fouled back to the netting.
Oh, I didn't know what we were talking about, Bill.
Oh, Grade with 12. Jake Lacey has 10. Logan Grant now with 9. Mathieu Serrois with 8. So he's got some company up there near the top of the leaderboard in going yard. Michael Wachowski working from the stretch exclusively, delivers that pitch upstairs. Wachowski, a sophomore southpaw from Fairplay, Colorado. Quite a few Colorado natives on the presentation roster. That one's down low. Count evens up at 2-2. Top of the first inning, game number 1 of the doubleheader, is scheduled 9-inning contest. 10-run rule would come into effect after 7, if necessary. And then the nightcap is a 7-inning game with no 10-run rule. Chopper on the ground to short. Dawson Barson. 1-hop throw picked out over there by Ethan Leach. 6-3 for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, that was a good pick by the first baseman. Shortstop didn't make a very strong throw over there, but the first baseman made a pretty good play of picking it to help him out.
Helping out a teammate there. Next up for the Bruins, left fielder Mathieu Serrois. And another guy with swinging a hot bat, Mathieu Serrois, the team leader with a .402 batting average. Here's the first pitch from Osowski up and away. Serrois has just been on fire in conference play. A .641 batting average in conference play for Mathieu. 2 hits in game number 1, 3 hits in game number 3, a 3-for-3 evening. And Serrois takes that one off the front leg, and he'll head down to first base on the hit by pitch.
That's good to see out of him. I know he was having his struggles early in the year with not getting the playing time that he wanted, because they were still trying to figure out between him and Trad who was going to take over that first base spot. And due to injuries, Matt kind of had to step in and go back to the outfield at times and play first base at times. So good for him of getting himself out of it. And here is a foul ball off to the right side, but good for Matt to get himself back into up where he wants to be offensively.
Quite the groove right now. Here is Trad Richardson. Fouls the first pitch away, as Chris has said, the Bellevue first baseman. Low and away. Trad had 3 hits and 3 runs batted in game number 2. Hitless in 2 at-bats in game number 1. Richardson hitting .375 on the season. Lays off that pitch outside, 2-1.
I'm sure he had a lonely feeling in game 1, being the only guy not to record a hit, it seems like, in game 1. So I'm sure he felt pretty good yesterday in game 2, getting those 3 hits.
Yeah, the only one of the starting 9 that didn't get a hit in game number 1, but he was on base a couple of times with walks. Thought about that one, but laid off. It's in the zone, 2-2.
That's a good take. Pitch was on the inside, underneath his hands. That's a good take with a 2-1 count.
If he would have swung, it'd just been a little jam job,
Yeah.
roller right back to the pitcher's mound. Richardson awaits the next pitch from Wyshowski. Lined against the netting, first base side. Count remains at 2-2. A level of light cirrus clouds hanging over most of the sky above John Stella Field. Occasionally we'll see some pops of sunshine. Richardson goes to right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit, maybe extra bases. Sirois around second on his way to third. Here comes Richardson into the second base on a slide. And the third double of the inning for the Bellevue batters puts runners at second and third as Drew Staley will step to the plate.
And 4th extra base hit. All the hits have been doubles or a home run. So good for Bellevue. That was a good hard hit ball to right center. He did a really good job going with it. Didn't try to pull it. It was on the outside corner. Just hit it right to right center, right at the scoreboard. Fantastic at bat by Trad.
And again, thinking two right out of the box, as you said early for Kobayashi and Lacey. Here's Drew Staley, second baseman. Takes a called strike 1 on the knees. Drew had a hit and an RBI in game 1 yesterday. 2 hits and 4 RBIs in game number 2. Well, the Bruins got production up and down the lineup yesterday. Line drive, that's going to get through. 1 run will score easily. That's Sirois. Here comes Richardson rounding third. The relay to home. A great slide at home plate by Trad Richardson to get around the tag of the catcher Wagatsuma. And 2 RBIs for Drew Staley.
Yeah, that throw beat him by a good 5 to 10 feet, and Trad was able to get around it. That was a fantastic slide by Trad. He went as far out as he could, stretched out as far as he could to where the catcher tried to swipe tag and just completely missed him. That was a fantastic slide by Trad.
Just got a finger on the backside of the plate there, but that's good enough. And the Bruins lead up to 5. Same amount of runs they scored in the first game of the doubleheader yesterday to take command of the game. Here's C.J. Townsend. And we'll complete the lineup there. C.J. had a great game number 1. 2 hits and 6 runs batted in. 1 run and 1 RBI in the nightcap. Down low, 2-0 the count on Townsend. 9th hitter in the order, 9th hitter in the inning for the Bruins. Bellevue batted around multiple times yesterday in the big victories over Presentation. A little flare out to right field. Right fielder charging hard, coming in to make the catch. In right field, Matthew Womack to retire the side. The Bruins sent all 9 batters to the plate in the top of the first inning. They pick up 5 runs on 5 hits, 4 of the 5 for extra bases, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After a half, the Bruins 5 and the Saints coming to bat. I know we've got a couple of texts in the queue. We'll get to those as soon as we can. If you would like to join us on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network, again, it's 402-515-7654 as Easton Brinton heads to the mound for his first inning of work. Easton, the junior right-hander from Murray, Utah, will get his Warm-up tosses in. Let's set the defense for you for the Bruins on the infield. Trad Richardson is at first base. Drew Staley is at second. C.J. Townsend, the shortstop. And the third baseman is Nick Grade. Across the outfield, Mathieu Serrois is in left field. Kanta Kobayashi in center. And the right fielder will be Jake Lacey. The battery for the Bruins, Logan Grant behind the dish. And on the mound, Easton Britton.
Yeah, Bellevue's been pretty good defensively on the year. I mean, their .976 fielding percentage on the year's not too bad. I mean, it's not what it was last year when they led the country and broke the single-season record for fielding percentage, but they're not far off from that pace last year.
Yeah, 980 last year,
976 this year. So they got 31 errors on the year, but, I mean, if they continue to play baseball defensively like they can, that's only going to go up. I don't know if they'll reach the 980 mark, just because there's so few chances left to go. But they're right around where they have been. So that's what Bellevue's and Coach Monlux loves. His big thing is pitching and defense. That can always stay, at the peak level. You throw strikes, you pitch well, and you play really good defense. You're going to be in a lot of games. You're going to win a lot of games.
Trademarks of the Bruin program through the years. Here's Dawson Barson leading it off. A little swing back to the mound. Britton fields it, throws it, and one pitch, one out, 1-3 in your scorebook on the play. Dawson Barson, the leadoff hitter. He was a pesky hitter yesterday. 3 hits in game number 1, another one in game number 2, as he was on base frequently, as you hope your leadoff hitter will be. Here's left fielder Evan Booth. Booth had 4 hits yesterday, 2 in each game of the doubleheader. First pitch from Britton is low, ball 1. Booth hitting an even 300. Slices that one down the left field line, but it'll be a couple of feet foul. Mathieu Serrois on his horse down the line in case it landed fair. He'll retrieve it in foul territory, and Booth will head back to home plate with a 1-1 count. For most of the games yesterday, the flag out there in center field was straight out towards left center field. Still blowing pretty well, but not quite as hard. 14 miles an hour was the official wind measurement at game time. We may see a few gusts a little bit higher than that. But again, another nice day for spring baseball. Expected to get to the low 80s today, in the mid-70s right now. Here's the next pitch from Britton. A little bit up, 3-1.
I know he got a first pitch swinging bunt on the first batter for the first out, but so far this isn't the start that I know Coach Mallard would want to see out of Easton. Going full right away, he's got to be in attack mode. Already up 5-0. Go after these hitters.
Full count pitch. And gets the strikeout of Evan Booth. Caught him looking. First strikeout of the game for Britton. Booth has words with his teammate Ethan Leach as he heads to home plate.
Yeah, he's just giving him what he sees, what the ball does, giving him information on what to look for. On, if you threw a breaking ball, what his fastball does, if you threw a changeup, that type of information.
Leach had 2 hits, both of them in game number 1 yesterday. Takes a called strike 1.
That was a good breaking ball. Easton just needs to go right after him and attack the zone.
Another breaking ball and another called strike. So Ethan Leach behind in the count. Leach, .326, his batting average. That leads the Presentation Club on the season. Chopper, Nick Grade, couple steps to his left. On the money with the throw across the diamond. It's a 3-up, 3-down, bottom of the first inning for the Presentation College Saints.
That's a much better at-bat by Easton on the mound. Go on attack with all these hitters. Let's see what they can do.
So let's see if the Bruins can continue to add to their lead as they did yesterday. All right, let's get to some text messages. Go get them, Leacher. Fight hard, Saints. cheering you on from Wyoming, that's the Leach family. Ethan Leach just grounded out there. The team leader in batting average. Glad you guys are along for the ride this afternoon on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Love in Montana. My brother pitched for the Bruins. Eric Locke is his name. You guys, I think, texted in earlier this year, too, so one of the Bruins alums sitting beside me here, as well as some of the others.
Yep, I coached Eric when he was here, so he was a good dude.
High praise there. Let's go Bruins. Continue just where you left off yesterday. Thumbs up emoji and Sunglass Suns as well, number 27. And the Bruin fans, that's from the Sirois, listening up in Quebec. Made it finally to see some Bruin baseball live. Left the snow behind in Bozeman, Montana. Go Bruins. All right, you said you were coming yesterday, and glad you're here for this one. And we've got some early morning hubbas from the Sakamotos as well. All right, those are our texts in the queue thus far. Thanks, everyone, for joining us.
They were 7.
And one that I forgot to get to yesterday, right at the end of the game. Congratulations, Bruins. Nice job, Jake Lacey. Grandma watching you from Montana, and she says she'll see you tomorrow. So I'm not sure if she's here in the stands here, but we're glad she's either watching live or in person. Top of the second inning. Kanta Kobayashi again will lead it off against Michael Wachowski. First pitch, ball one. Again, that text message number is 402-515-7654. Let me know who you are, where you are, who you're rooting for, any individuals you want me to single out, any statistics you want me to throw out there. Basically anything you have to liven up the broadcast. We appreciate you doing that for us. Kobayashi swinging up the middle. Trent White on the backhand. His throw to first is not in time. Kanta Kobayashi, another leg infield single. White did all he could, but he had to throw across his body from right near the second base bag.
Yeah, he did everything he could on that play. Kanta just used his speed to speed it out.
So a 2-for-2 day for Kanta to go along with the 7 hits he had yesterday. That'll continue to push his average above the 400 mark. And Connor Barnett, the designated hitter, up next for the Bruins. Throw over to first base is wide down the line. Let's see how far Kanta can go. He's on his way to second. He cuts the turn there. He's still going. He'll make it to third base standing up. As just now the throw comes into the infield. That'll be an E1, an error on the pitcher, Michael Wachowski, on the wide throw.
Yeah, he tried to do a step-off move and just he didn't let his arm catch up with his body, and it sailed pretty badly into right field.
And we mentioned yesterday that first baseman Ethan Leach playing on a bum wheel, so it took him a while to get into the corner to retrieve it. Here's the first pitch to Barnett, up and away. Connor, a Gold Glove winner in conference play last year. We won't see him defensively this year as he recovers from his shoulder surgery, but swinging the bat well. Infield pulled in, lined hard up the third base side. Both Kanta and Coach Mondlux having to duck on that one. The carom goes all the way out in the left field before it's retrieved by Evan Booth. Kind of a small crowd on hand to start today's doubleheader. That one's lined into right field for a base hit. Good job of base running by Kobayashi to make sure it cleared through. And Connor Barnett picks up his first hit and RBI on the afternoon. The Bruins now up 6-0.
Yeah, that was just good, solid piece of hitting right there by Connor. Just needed a ball in play to score that run. That's all he did.
Next up, Jake Lacey. Jake with a double his first time up. And a run batted in. First pitch swinging, foul out of play, right side. This ballpark has been here for over a century. Baseball dates back to the 19-teens here at Brown Park. It didn't look a lot like it looks today with the renovations over the last decade plus. Wide on that offering from Wachowski, 1-1. Been used for Little League, high school, college. That one's hit to right center field. Couple of outfielders on the run, and a nice sliding catch out there by the right fielder, Matthew Womack. We saw Womack make a couple of nice plays in the outfield yesterday as well, so he picks up right where he left off to rob Lacey of a second hit.
Yeah, he ran a long ways to get to that ball. That was a pretty good play laying out for it in right center field.
Here comes the guy with 3 consecutive home runs, Logan Grant. 2 in his last 2 at-bats yesterday and first at-bat today. At the top of the strike zone, called strike 1. In fact, the only time he didn't hit a home run in his 4 plate appearances yesterday is when he walked. So it is technically 4 consecutive home runs, not just 3. 1-1 the count on Logan. First year as a Bellevue Bruin out of Chestermere, Alberta, Canada. Nice curveball by Wyshowski on the inner half. Now 1-2.
I love how Logan's just still disciplined. Yes, he probably wants to keep that streak going with another home run, but he's still being pretty disciplined and having a good at-bat here.
Blocked up nicely by the catcher, Wagatsuma. No advance by Connor Barnett at first. Well, 2 guys not quite running at full speed. Barnett for the Bruins and Leach, the first baseman for the Saints. Talking about life in general over there. Now the lead by Barnett. And the count runs full. Let's see if Barnett might be off with the pitch. Dwayne Monlick's going through all kinds of signs down there. He is going. Swung on and miss. Throw down to second base is just in time. A one-hop throw. Slap tag applied by the shortstop, Dawson Barson, on the throw from catcher Colby Wagatsuma. So the strike him out, throw him out, retires the side. The Bruins do pick up 1 run on 2 hits. There were 1 error and nobody left on base after 1.5. The Bruins 6 and the Saints nothing.
I still like that play, moving him on a 3-2 count with 1 out. You know, the chances of him getting thrown out are a lot less than hitting to a double play if you're not moving him. So, yeah, it's a strike him out, throw him out, double play, but that's a risk you got to take in that situation, especially with Connor at first. Yeah, he doesn't have a great wheel. It's not completely 100%, but the catcher made a perfect throw, and that's what he's got to do to throw him out. You're going to live with that every day.
So the Bruins continue their streak of putting runs on the board. Let's get to some more text messages here. Let's go Bruins. Let's go Trad Richardson. Great to hear Chris back on with you. Thank you both for all you do to keep us informed when we can't be there.
It's good to be back. It's been a while since I've been back here, so you know, life and work have gotten away when schedule of the games get changed around. So it's good to be back.
For those of you that don't know, Chris, a former Bellevue player, 2010, you said?
Yeah, I graduated in 2010.
Was his graduation, and now a police officer for the nearby city of Fremont. So he's got some responsibilities as a police officer and a family man.
Yes,
so
sir.
Moving along with his life, we're glad that Chris is able to come and join us when he can. One more text message here. Go get him, Wolfie. Go get him, Saints, listening in from North Dakota, from Wolfie's mom and dad. And thanks for sharing with us the story behind his name yesterday, too. We appreciate that. We're always curious as to where names come from. And again, a presentation batter stepping to the plate, shaking hands with the home plate umpire. This time it is Wolf Don Thorson, acting as a designated hitter today. Wolf Don had a home run yesterday in game number 2. A 2-run home run, in fact, as a pinch hitter. First pitch from Easton Britton is wide. Logan Grant squats down low behind the plate. The pitch is a little bit too low, now 2-0. That's hit hard into right center field. Wolfdown Thorson trying for extra bases. Rounds first on his way to second. It'll be a stand-up double to lead off the bottom of the second inning. Get some cheers from his teammates. The first hit of the game for the Saints.
Yeah, that pitch was right down the middle. He did what he should have done with that pitch. That was a mistake by Easton, and he hammered it.
So one man on, nobody out. The batter, second baseman, Trent White.
Batting second baseman.
White was another guy that had a good game yesterday. In fact, both ends of the doubleheader, he had three hits in game number one hit in game number two. So you'll take a 4-hit afternoon just about any time, huh?
Yeah.
Strike one as Easton gets ahead in the count. Working from the stretch on the first base side of the rubber, the double look to the runner at second base. A breaking ball on the inside corner, now 0-2 on White.
Those are two decent breaking balls back-to-back for strikes. So let me see. I wonder if he's going to go in with a fastball here or if he's going to waste a pitch, go out with a fastball for a ball.
Grant wants a high pitch, whatever to hear, assuming a fastball. White does not chase. Trent batting .250 on the season for the Saints, a freshman. Able to keep his hands back, no swing on the ball in the dirt. Now 2-2.
That's a pretty good pitch by Easton right there. Just better hold up by the hitter.
Again, the Bruins signal their pitches in from pitching coach Sean Malley to catcher Logan Grant. Little electronic device. Pop down the first base side. Richardson over to give it a look. Will the wind keep it in play? Richardson cannot make the play. Just stayed inside right near the fence. Trad couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, it looks, when it comes to Easton, it looks like his fastball location isn't as good as it should be. Or could be. So I think that's where he's getting in trouble so far. I mean, right now, the only pitch he's throwing consistently for a strike is his breaking ball. So he's got to get more consistent right now with his fastball to keep them off balance.
Here's the 2-2. There is that breaking ball once again, and White swings through it. Second strikeout of the game. First out of this second inning. Next up for presentation, the catcher, Colby Wagatsuma.
Spot for the Saints, the catcher, Colby Wagatsuma.
Wagatsuma hitting .189 after yesterday's action. He caught the second game of the doubleheader yesterday. Fastball called strike one down the heart of the plate. Brinton comes set at the belt. Up and away, 1-1 to count. Alex Salicio got the win for the Bruins yesterday in game number one. Alex now 7-1 on the season. Blake Crippen picked up the win in the nightcap. Blake now 8-1. There's nice location. The bottom dropped out of that curveball into the zone.
I wouldn't be surprised if he throws another one right here for putting on the back of the plate for strike three.
Easton shakes off the first sign put down by Grant. And the fake move to second base. The runner, Thorson, back easily. Down the left field side, that'll get out of play. John Stella Field at Brown Park, located near 17th and U Street in Omaha, Nebraska. If you're coming to the ballpark, it's pretty easy to find. Best ways to come either off of 13th Street, or you can get off the Interstate Kennedy Freeway at Q Street. in the left field. Mathieu Sirois plays it on the hop. That'll keep Thorson from trying to score. So a one-out base hit by Colby Wagatsuma puts runners at the corners for the Saints, as we'll have a courtesy runner coming in. That will be number 6, Kobe Woodfin. So Kobe replaces Colby.
Number 6, Kobe.
That was a good piece of hitting by Colby. That just pitch wasn't good enough for a 1-2 count. Breaking ball, left it up, left it hanging, and it was a good piece of hitting.
Let's see what the Bruins can do here as Matthew Womack shows bunt, then pulls it back, swinging away and fouled out of play right side. Taking a page out of the old softball book there. Showing bunt and then pulling back to try to slap one through. Bruins trying to turn a double play up the middle if they can. Richardson holding the base runner on at first. Grade, the third baseman, a step or two in from the baseline. Again, showing bunt, pulling it back. That one's going to get through the hole. And the Presentation College Saints are on the board with an RBI single off the bat of Matthew Womack, chasing home Wolf Don Thorson, who started the inning with the double. So the Saints cashed in and now trail by a score of 6-1. Here's third baseman Louis Martinez.
The third baseman.
Easton's got to pick up his energy a little bit. He's got to pick up his urgency on the mound, his attacking on the mound. Right now, it just looks like he's kind of going through the motions.
For Womack, that was his first hit of the weekend. Martinez fouls the first pitch off the screen. Louis had one hit in yesterday's doubleheader, officially 1 for 7 for the day. Runners at first and second, so the Bruins still hoping to turn a double play on a ground ball on the infield. A couple different ways they could do it. Easton comes set. Bunt attempt is fouled back. Oh, 2 the count now on Martinez. 8-hole hitter, third baseman for Presentation. Nice play by the catcher, Logan Grant, to corral that one that bounced a foot in front of the plate.
Yeah, that was a fantastic block by catcher right there. That gets by him. Runners move up in scoring position, double plays off.
Too many pitches up in the zone.
Yeah, and that's what I talked about earlier in the game, or before the game, before he came out. His location has to be good. When his location is good, when he's spotting up, he's really good. And right now it's not good.
Center fielder Dominic Sarmiento, the next batter, again showing bunt, pulling it back, carrying off the netting back to catcher Logan Grant. 0-1 the count. Sarmiento was hitless in yesterday's doubleheader, batting 179 on the year. Nice location on that slider, 0-2.
I know Presentation doesn't have a win on the year, but you give any team, it doesn't matter what their win-loss record is, you give any team the thought, put it in their minds that, hey, we can beat these guys, we can hang with them. Their confidence is going to go and go and go, and that's when things happen, as there's another spiked breaking ball for a ball. That's when crazy things can happen in baseball. Yes, with what we did to them yesterday, I understand that. They understand that. But today's a new day. Whatever happened yesterday doesn't matter to Presentation in this game. So they can't live off of what happened yesterday. So Easton has to get back into the way he has been pitching and keeping them off balance, because right now he's not doing that.
And kudos to Presentation. It's obviously been a frustrating season, 0-32, but they show up every time and compete. Ground ball to short. The play will be at first base. C.J. Townsend on the play. Matthew Womack scores to make it a 3-run inning. Dominic Sarmiento gets an RBI on that play. And Louis Martinez advancing to third. Back to the top of the order for the Saints. Here's Dawson Barson.
At the top of the order.
I mean, you could just hear the energy and the excitement coming out of Presentation's dugout from up here. It's pretty impressive.
Swing and a miss on a breaking ball.
Because, I mean, you know, personally, I've never been on a team that's been 0-32. I've been on teams that have losing records, and, you know, the energy going to a game, you're just like, man, I really don't want to be here. Like that, and they don't have any of that right now. They are very excited. They're very into this game. You know, they've made it a 3-run game now, as Easton was able to get strike 2. So give Presentation a lot of credit. They're not folding early on in this game.
6-3 our score. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Chopper again to C.J. Townsend. Fields it. On the money with the throw. Back-to-back 6-3 plays, and the side is retired. The Saints pick up 3 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base after 2 complete innings of play. The Bellevue Bruins 6. The Presentation College Saints 3. Chris Williamson and Mick Krupski on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Glad you're along on this nice spring day in Omaha. John Stella sent out a reminder that the American Legion Colin Orcutt All-Star Game will be held here on Memorial Day Monday. It's the 50th anniversary of the game, where high school seniors are honored for their play, and a chance for a couple of them to win some college scholarships, $1,000 college scholarship. Corny Collins, a longtime baseball coach at Omaha South High School. Scotty Orcutt, the longtime coach at Omaha Benson High School, is who that game is named in honor. So if you can make it, it's a good cause and a fun evening. All right, and a text from my wife. You don't want to know what that's all about, so 402-515-7654. We've had a lot of fun all season long with the Bellevue fans and Presentation. We've heard from some of you as well. Give us a shout out if you're enjoying the broadcasts. As we get ready for the top of the 3rd inning, third baseman Nick Grade will lead things off. Nick grounded out his first time today. First pitch a little bit low. Michael Wachowski back to the mound for his 3rd inning of work. Grade, a .359 hitter on the year. That one is hit well to left center field. I don't think that one's coming back. It is not. Over the trees in left center field. A solo shot by Nick Grade to lead off this top of the 3rd inning. For Grade, you said he was worried about his home run lead being threatened, and now he adds 1 here to make it 13. As he steps across home plate, gets some hand slaps and helmet bumps from his teammates.
Yeah, the ball's, I mean, it's fastball right down the middle. He did what he should have done with that. He hit that ball pretty well.
Left fielder.
Here's another guy that can hit the ball pretty well. Left fielder Mathieu Sirois. Got hit by a pitch his first time up. Come close again. Got to make you a little gun shy.
We got Ryan Powers down in the bullpen for Presentation. Looks like he's starting to get loose right now, picking up the tempo a little bit.
Nobody yesterday for Presentation went more than 3 innings. Another pitch inside. Now 2-0. Advantage to Sirois. Six home runs in 39 at-bats in conference play for Mathieu. On the outside corner, called strike 1.
He looks very comfortable at the plate, very balanced, seeing the baseball pretty well. I mean, he's got to be if he's hitting almost 700 in conference. So he just seems very balanced, very on time and on point.
Here's the pitch from Wachowski. High pitch, fouled straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Outfielders playing Sirois pretty much straight away. Bounce to the plate. Wagatsuma on the block. and the count goes full. Sirois has been on base six consecutive times over the last 3 games, and make that another one as he draws the walk. Been on base twice without an official at bat. Next up, first baseman Trad Richardson had a double his first time up today. Fouled back to the net. 0-1 to count. Richardson hit .320 last year as a Bellevue Bruin in his first year. .375 right now, so 55 percentage points better. Low and in. 1-1 the count.
He got hurt. He hurt his hip earlier or late in the season last year, so it's kind of hindered him last year towards the end of the year. He was a big part of the lineup last year before he got injured. So that's why he's actually healthy for a full season this year, which is good.
Lays off that pitch, but it's called on the outside black on the backdoor breaking ball. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Again, hi to his family listening in up in Montana. They sent a picture yesterday. They have alpacas up there. So we had a quartet of alpacas saying good luck to the Bruins yesterday. Fouled back. Count remains.
That's a pretty good changeup right there on the outside corner. Trad did a really good job of just fighting it off to get another pitch.
Wachowski's been pretty much around the zone. That walk to Sirois, his only walk of the game. Trad had a good pitch to hit, hammers it into left field. One hopper out there. Handled by Evan Booth and back in. So the Bruins put their first 3 guys up in the inning on base. One has already come home on the home run by Nick Grade.
Yeah, Wachowski, I mean, that's his MO around the zone. Like you said, that was his first walk of the game. That's 11 walks on the year. So he's in the zone, he's around the zone, he's making the Bellevue hitters beat him, and so far they are.
9 hits thus far for Bellevue as second baseman Drew Staley steps in. Curveball, backdoor, strike 1. Drew with a couple of doubles in yesterday's second game. Bounced in front. Again, the catcher blocking it up. Two on, nobody out. As the clouds suddenly getting a little thicker overhead, they said we might have a slight chance of a brief afternoon shower. They're expecting heavier storms coming through this evening. Hit in the air to the right field side. Right fielder on the move coming in. That's Matthew Womack. He'll make the catch. Not deep enough for a tag at second, so that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that was a pitch right down the middle. Staley just missed it. Got underneath it a little bit and pushed the right field.
Next up, C.J. Townsend, the Bellevue shortstop. His second plate appearance against Michael Wachowski. That will complete the second time through the order for the Bruins. Off the top of the bat, skewed over near the Bellevue dugout. Nice play by assistant coach Richie Moore in the first base batter's box, or coach's box.
You know, CJ's done a really good job. You know, once Brent Luther went down, who might possibly be out for the year, he's done a really good job of filling in at shortstop, keeping the defense on point. You know, coming in, filling a very important role on the defense. He's done a very good job defensively for this Bellevue team.
And his batting average has gone up as he's gotten that more steady playing time, now up to .262. For much of the early part of the season, he was below the Mendoza line. Shows bunt up the third base side. If it stays fair, it's a base hit, but just trickles into foul territory or alertly pounced on by the catcher, Colby Wagatsuma. So CJ, after that 90-foot run down to first base, he'll trot back to the batter's box and try to get on again now with a 1-1 count.
That was a really good idea. It was actually a really good bunt. It just rolled foul right at the last second. He was going to walk to first base if that stayed fair, so nobody saw that coming.
Back in the day with natural grass and dirt, used to tailor the infield to either make those type of balls go fair or foul. If you were good bunting the team, you try to groom it so that it stay fair. If bunting wasn't your thing, you try to get them to go foul. All it took was a couple of inches of dirt. Next pitch up and away. Now 3-1 the count. Alec Ackerman back working hard there, running the scoreboard. Alec out for the season with that shoulder injury.
Working hard over there is right.
That's right. Earning the big-time bucks down there.
If I ever get paid.
Off the outside edge. Okay, I was wrong on the count. Sorry about that. So now full count here at 3-2. They hugged you. Oh, excuse me, that's a called strike. Okay, a little extra wide on the zone that time is with one out, first and second. Let's see if the runners are in motion. Townsend, pretty good guy with the bat, but swings and misses on that one. Good thing the runners weren't in motion. Well, the strikeout is the second out of the inning, and that'll take it back to the top of the order. Here's Kanta Kobayashi. Kanta 2 for 2. A double and a single, and 2 runs scored. Again, he continues to impress at that leadoff position. A .503 on-base percentage.
And that's what you want out of your leadoff hitter. I mean, especially returning All-American like Kanta.
Wagatsuma sets up on the outer half of the plate. That's where the pitch goes and gets the called strike. Kanta can hit the ball to any part of the park. Had a home run yesterday as part of that 8-home-run uprising for the Bruins. You can slap it opposite field or pull for power. Again, Wagatsuma takes that one off the chest protector on the pitch that bounced to the plate.
Kind of seems a lot more patient. You know, I haven't been here for a while calling a game, but he seems a lot more patient than the last time I was here. Last time I was here, he was jumping at the first pitch, being very off balance, not being himself. He seems a lot more patient, a lot more balanced now, which is really good to see.
Upstairs on the pitch from Wyshowski. Now advantage in the count to Kanta, 2-1.
I know Coach Monlex and these Bruins would like to get a few more runs on the board, keep that crooked number, keep it going.
Again on the outside, Black. Home plate umpire Tim Arndt with the strike call. Now 2-2. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Serwa at second. Richardson at first. Fouled out of play by Kobayashi. Got a few thicker clouds starting to kind of move in overhead. As I mentioned earlier, they said a slight chance of afternoon showers. Real good chance of heavy rain after 6 o'clock tonight.
That makes me excited.
We need the rain around here, yeah. We don't need thunderstorms, but we need the rain. Again, a little extra width on the zone, and the called strike 3 sends the Bruins down in the 3rd inning. Bellevue does pick up 1 run, the home run by Nick Grade on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 left on base. After 2.5, Bellevue 7. Presentation 3. I can't give home plate umpire Tim Arndt too much grief. He's a former student of mine back at our Omaha Gross Catholic High School days.
I think that means you can give him all the grief that you
Oh, okay. All right. So I've got free license.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what that means.
Good morning from Oregon. Go Bruins. Let's get that hit train going once again. All right. Our fans and family up in the Pacific Northwest sending their encouragement to the Bellevue Bruins once again. It's noticeably darker as we get a hawk fly over as well, looking for some lunch. Not going to find it on the field turf. Much better pickings on the hills that ring this area. Easton Britton back to the mound for the Bellevue Bruins. He'll face the upper part of the order, the 2, 3, 4 spots in the order for Presentation College. And again, we want to send our love and encouragement to all the students and staff at Presentation College. If you weren't with us yesterday, it was announced back in January that Presentation College will be closing at the end of this academic year. So to all those students still looking to complete their degrees, we wish you success in whatever is your next step.
Probably because more mouths to feed, Bill.
First man Easton Britton will face left fielder Evan Booth. First pitch, fastball on the outside corner. So the charitable strike zone goes both ways. Swing and a miss on the low fastball. Britton ahead, 0-2.
So far, that's better. You know, he's first couple pitches, he's in attack mode. He's got to keep that going.
Booth able to hold up on that swing. Now 1-2 the count. That got a little piece of the forearm, I think, of Logan Grant, the Bellevue catcher. The little dings that you get when you're behind the plate. Chopped on the ground. Trad Richardson partially deflected it. Drew Staley picks it up, but can't get there in time. That'll be ruled
I was getting out of the rain. You call it.
an infield hit for Evan Booth. Richardson tried to make the backhanded play. His first baseman's mitt is long, but just about an inch too short.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's a hit to me. You know, that wasn't the easiest of play for Traz to go over to make. So
Next batter, first baseman Ethan Leach. Again, showing bunt, then pulling back. Breaking ball misses in. A light rain falling. One of those little spring showers. And the bunt attempt by Leach this time. 1-1 to count. Third baseman Nick Grade playing up a little bit in front of the baseline. Leach, a ground out victim, his first time up. Again, starts with that bunt. Pulls it back and swings away. Comes up empty. Back pick to first, not in time.
I'm not sure what their strategy is doing that.
Yeah, down by 4, and it's your 3-hole hitter, but
Yeah, I don't know because I mean Bellevue's not moving. Their defense doesn't look like it's in panic mode, so I'm not sure what their thought process is in that strategy.
pickoff attempt at first. Booth back easily. Swing and a miss, gets through the catcher. Booth will be out because first base was occupied, so the strikeout is the first out of the inning on the wild pitch. Evan Booth advancing to second. Third strikeout of the game for Easton Britton, one in each of the first 3 innings. Next batter, designated hitter, Wolfdon Thorson. Doubled to right center field his first time up today. And again goes to right center field, this time coming on to make the play, Jake Lacey. This throw back to second base, not in time. A hit off the top of the bat. Lacey got a good read, came on to make the catch and throw on the run. So now 2 away, and the batter will beat second baseman Trent White.
Yeah, that was a very good read. The ball had some topspin, so it was dying pretty quickly. And he read it right away that it was going to be in, so he had a really good break on it. Made it look pretty easy.
White, a strikeout victim, his first time up today against Easton Britton. Overhand breaking ball, I guess a little up in the zone. Blocked up. Again, nice play by Grant. Tip of the cap both to Logan Grant and to Colby Wagatsuma, the two catchers working this afternoon. Upstairs. So after getting the strikeout and line out, Trent White works a 3-0 count off of Easton Britton. A 4-pitch walk. Keeps the inning alive, setting up a forced play at any base on the infield. And to the plate will be the catcher, Colby Wagatsuma. And here comes Tyler Komitcher, the Bellevue Athletic trainer. One of his responsibilities is also to keep track of lightning in the area. And so he's talking with home plate umpire Tim Arndt, and it looks like the players will come off the field until lightning clears the area. A little extra safety measure put in by the NAIA.
Yeah, it's a certain mile radius.
Yeah,
that it has to be away from the field. Is it 8
miles?
Is it 8 miles? So 8-mile radius.
All right, so it's now 1:04, so we'll be taking a 30-minute break until lightning clears the area. So you've got 30 minutes to grab some lunch, grab a beverage, or whatever. So
and it could be longer because every lightning strike that happens, the time starts over. So it could be 29 minutes from now at a lightning strike, and then it starts over. So it kind of just depends, if the umpires see it and stuff like that. So Tyler's doing his job. It does just suck. Yes, it's nobody likes delays or anything like that. But now it seems like
now the rain's coming down even heavier. So yeah,
it's not a bad decision. It's the right decision to do. Player safety, all that stuff. So we just kind of have to sit here and wait. Now I'm curious if they're going to send Easton back out there. If it's longer than a half hour, if they're going to send Easton back out, or if they're going to get somebody else warm out of the bullpen for Bellevue. So we'll see what there's decisions for both teams on pitching side.
Here's another example where it's good to have a field turf field. Don't have to worry about having your guys roll out a tarp during a lightning storm and heavy rain. So we expect this rain to not last very long. But again, with the NAIA rules, we probably will not be playing baseball anytime prior to 1:35 or so. So we will keep the feed going. You can watch it rain if you want. We'll shut off the microphone so we don't say something that we don't want people to hear. Let's check to see if there's any more texts in the queue. I have my beverage. See you in 30. Ah, ha, ha. Very good. Hey, nice TV. I know that park in the background. So that's where we are right now. We will be back. We'll give you updates about every 10 minutes or so, so just leave your feed on. And we'll be back with more baseball, hopefully in a little bit, right here on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Bellevue leads it by a score of 7-3. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Checking back in with you, Mick Krupski on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. We are about 18 minutes away from the resumption of play. We are currently in a lightning delay. So 18 minutes from now, or at about 1:36, we should be back with more baseball action. Keep it right here. We'll be back. We'll check in periodically, but 1:36, kind of our target time to regain our baseball game. See you then. Mick Krupski checking back in with you on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. We are about 10 minutes or so away from resuming action in this ball game between the Bellevue Bruins and the Presentation College Saints. So hang in there. Looks like the rain has cleared the area, lightning as well, but we still need to make it official with a 30-minute wait. So less than 10 minutes, and we'll have baseball action coming your way. Stay with us. We are almost ready for baseball action. About 3 minutes officially. We will conclude our lightning delay. So hang with us a couple more minutes, and we'll get back to the action. Again, a recap. We are in the bottom of the third inning with runners at first and second and 2 and out. Bellevue leads it by a score of 7-3. So hang with us. We'll be right back in about another minute or two. Welcome back to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. As you can see on your screen, the Bellevue Bruins back out on the field as we're ready to resume baseball after a half-hour lightning delay in the Omaha area. That looks like the only rain coming through for quite a while. Again, we expect some heavier showers, heavier rains and storms later on tonight after 6 o'clock, so we're hoping to get both games of the doubleheader in before the heavy rains get here. To recap, the Bellevue Bruins up by a score of 7-3. We are in the bottom of the third inning. Presentation at bat. They have runners at first and second, Trent White and Evan Booth. And it'll be catcher Colby Wagatsuma who will be the batter as we resume play. And right on cue, there's Colby walking up. Easton Britton on the mound for the Bruins. Let's see how he responds after a half-hour rain delay. Trying to get out of the inning. 2 outs and 2 on.
If he's not able to get this out for the third one, this could turn into a very stressful inning, stressful game.
Here's the first pitch to Wagatsuma, hitting the air to center field. Kanta Kobayashi going back into the left field side. Now he settles under it with room to make the catch. 1 pitch, and the side is retired. In the bottom of the third inning, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. We've got 3 innings in the book, one third of the way through this 9-inning contest. Bellevue 7, Presentation 3. And Presentation will send their starter back out, Michael Wachowski. Out for his 4th inning of work. He's allowed those 7 runs on 9 hits.
I'm actually kind of surprised about this call. During that delay, it looked like Presentation had a few guys in the bullpen, looked like going pretty hard, preparing to go into the game. So maybe they're just getting some work in, but it kind of looked like they were preparing to go into the game. So I'm kind of surprised that he's back out there.
And the first 2 batters he will face are right-handed batters, so there's no advantage. In fact, Bellevue with the dominant right-handed team this season. In past years, we've had quite a few more left-handers on the squad.
Well, you lost the left-handed hitter in Brendan Luther.
Yep.
So that took a left-handed hitter out. So that's one that kind of broke up the monotony of right-handed hitters. And that's a big left-handed hitter. I mean, Brendan was probably going to be all-conference player, Gold Glove type of guy. But CJ, like I said earlier in the game, CJ and his replacement has come in and stepped in and has done really well in replacing Brendan. Obviously, Alec Ackerman going down earlier in the year as well. That's another. Yes, he is a right-handed hitter, but that's also another guy,
Another key guy you're counting on, a returning All-American.
Major guy, yeah. So thankfully, he does have another year, and he can come back as he's walking into the park right now.
Here we go at the top of the 4th inning. Up to bat first for the Bruins, designated hitter Connor Barnett. Barnett, an RBI single his last time up. The Bruins put up a 5 spot in the first inning, a single in the second and in the third. Ball 1, the first pitch to Connor. Had a good swing at that one, but fouled it out of play right side. You got a couple of bees over here that are going to be obstructing your view for a little while.
Yeah, it'll be all right. As long as they don't come inside, I'm fine. So I know Coach Monluck's talking to him in the delay. He was really wanting to get more runs across in that last inning.
Almost the same spot on that foul ball. 1-2 the count on Barnett.
They had second and third with 1 out in that last inning. Go back-to-back strikeouts. That's going to hinder them as they move forward. He really wanted those runs to get across to push this lead back out to, 5 or 6.
Wagatsuma sets off the outside part of the plate. That's where the pitch goes. Line foul by Connor. Richie Moore, assistant coach, wisely got out of the way of that one.
Yeah, Richie's not going to field any ball. He doesn't have to.
1-2 the count on Barnett. 3rd year in the Bellevue program out of Papillion La Vista High School. Chopped on the ground third base side. That gets into the hole. Backhanded there by the shortstop. will not be able to make a play. However, an infield single for Connor Barnett to lead off the 4th inning. Let's see if the Bruins can get back to some of that crooked number magic that we saw yesterday in game number 1, where they scored 28 runs. They scored in every inning 2 or more runs throughout the course of the game. Here's Jake Lacey. Lacey, an RBI double his first time up, flew out to right his second time.
Proud of the Rockies, man. No, yeah.
Up and away on the first offering from Wyshowski.
And then we went fire sale and shipped everybody out of stuff.
Fire sale every, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, it sucks.
Wyshowski working from the stretch on the third base side of the pitcher's rubber. Delivers that one. Oh, ouch. That's a painful one off the knee for Jake Lacey. Second hit batter of the game for the Bruins. That'll push Connor Barnett to second. Ball on bone is not a good feeling.
No, that hurts. That I don't know if that hit him right in the knee or if right above in the quad area, which hopefully it hit him in the quad. A lot more meat on there.
Here's Logan Grant.
I know he's been swinging a hot bat, but I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Monlux, has him put a bunt down in this situation to get runners in scoring position.
No bunt show there. The pitch outside, ball 1. Again, Coach Monlux going through some signs as Grant readies himself at the plate. On the outside corner, 1-1. Let's see if things change up now. May have given him one strike to look at. Good location on the pitch by Wyshowski, just on that outside black.
Tell him no. Obviously you can't have
And bang off the backbone. So back-to-back hit by pitches. That gets more action up in the bullpen for the Saints. As a single and 2 hit by pitches load the bases full of Bruins with nobody out. Courtesy runner Takumi Mieno will step onto the first base bag for Logan Grant.
Yeah, that was a breaking ball. It just got away from him. Those are easier to take than fastballs. Those don't hit. I mean, they don't feel good, but they don't hurt nearly as bad.
So another scoring opportunity for the Bruins and third baseman Nick Grade. Grade, a solo home run his last time. Pitch down low. Would love to go yard once again. Add 4 more runs to the Bruins total. The wind continues to blow pretty much straight out towards center and left center field. Grade got a good pitch, drives it into the hole. 1 run is in quickly. Here comes the second around third, and he will score easily. A nicely located 2 RBI base hit by Nick Grade scores Connor Barnett, and right behind him, Jake Lacey. Logan Grant's courtesy runner Takumi Mieno will have to stop at second. That'll bring Evan Brandt out of the dugout, and we may have a pitching change here as Michael Wyshowski has not been effective after the lightning delay. His day is done. He allows the 9 runs on base, plus is also responsible for the 2 on base here as we get the call to the bullpen for the Saints.
Yeah, it looks like number 34, Ryan Powers. 8 appearances, 4 starts. He's 0-3 on the year. So in 14 innings, giving up 29 hits, 27 earned runs, 17 walks, only 2 strikeouts. ERA is almost 17. Again, he looks like a guy who will be in the zone a little bit. So giving up 29 hits in 14 innings. So again, let's see what Bellevue does, if they're aggressive or if they're going to be patient. Look for Matt to be super aggressive on the first pitch. I wouldn't be surprised if he is very aggressive on first pitch fastball, trying to welcome him to the game rudely.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, new pitcher's going to come in and try to locate a fastball somewhere in the zone. So Ryan Powers, the new pitcher for the Presentation College Saints, a 5'8 junior from Rock Springs, Wyoming.
I think this is the start that Coach Monlux wanted to see from this offense after this, 30-minute break. They're back onto their pressure baseball. Not with hits, but just having good at-bats. They're started the inning off 4 really good at-bats. Yes, a couple hit-by pitches that helped, but Connor had a good at-bat to start the inning. And then a good at-bat to get a base hit through the left side of the infield to score 2 runs. So look for Matt to keep this inning going and put up even more damage.
First man he will face will be Mathieu Sirois. Sirois has been on base 7 consecutive times, either by hits or by hit by pitch or walks. And another power threat for the Bruins. All right, looks like Ryan Powers is ready to go. And so is Mathieu Sirois.
Setting up to plate, the left fielder.
Takumi Miano, the courtesy runner at second. The runner at first is Nick Grade. Here we go with the first pitch from Ryan Powers to Mathieu Sirois.
7-0-2.
Breaking ball, so he beat the odds by tossing up a breaking ball. A good take by Mathieu, as that's not the pitch he was looking for.
That's a good take by him.
Bright sunshine overhead. Another breaking ball. That one's driven to center field. Center fielder back to the warning track, looking up and watching that go over the fence. Another big home run by Mathieu Sirois. This time he'll get 3 runs batted in, and now 8 consecutive times on base for the sophomore out of Quebec City, Quebec.
Yeah, that was another breaking ball that just stood up, and he put a really good swing on it and just hit it straight out to center field.
That's basically going to school. He saw the curveball the first time up, which he took, got a read on it, saw it coming again, and turned it around. We're going to get a foot distance on that one. Bill hard at work with Google Maps.
Yeah, that dumpster. 720 on base in conference.
720 in conference play for Mathieu Sirois.
Where it's on base percentage.
On base percentage, so just incredible.
He's on a tear in conference right now. Don't be surprised if he's going to be the conference player of the year.
Here's Trad Richardson, the first baseman. Trad, a 2-for-2 day. A double and a single, and another one into the gap. Let's see if he can stretch it to 2. Round first base. He runs out of his ankle guard as he made it around first base. Lightening up the load. So assistant coach Richie Moore will go out there to collect his forearm guard. So a 3-for-3 day for Richardson, including a pair of doubles. The Bruins continue banging the baseball in this top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, this is exactly what Coach Monlux wanted to see from this offense coming out of that rain delay.
About 410 on the home run.
410 feet or so on the home run by Mathieu Sirois. Thanks again to Bill Mullins, sports information guy, for figuring that out on Google Maps. So another one of the 400-plus blasts on the season by Sirois. 1-0 the count on second baseman Drew Staley. Staley right up close to the plate, right near the inside part of that right-handed batter's box. Ryan Powers, the new pitcher, greeted rudely by Sirois and Richardson.
When you get a chance, it's 13 hits for us. No rush.
Another breaking ball. That one's in the zone for the called strike. 2-1 the count. 1 for 2 thus far for Drew.
How many hits do we have this second?
Lays off that one upstairs. Now 3-1. 4 hits and 2 hit by pitches comprise the inning thus far in the top of the 4th. Bruins up by 9 runs. Another breaking ball. That one's in the zone. Full count.
That's a good take right there, 3-1. You're not looking for a breaking ball.
That's been the most effective pitch thus far for Ryan Powers. Let's see what he comes with the full count. Up, way upsized. That one slipped out of the hand. And so Drew Staley will reach first on the walk. And that'll bring up shortstop C.J. Townsend. C.J. still looking for his first hit of the day, 0 for 2. Every other Bruin in the lineup has had at least one hit today. 13 in total for the Bruins. C.J. would love to join the club here. Richardson gets his lead off a second. Breaking ball in the zone. Bellevue wearing the gold jersey tops today with the purple trim and white pants. The Saints of Presentation College wearing the black jerseys with green and gold trim. Bounced up to the plate, blocked up there. Clouds have moved away. There's a few off to the east and north of us, but blue sunshiny skies right above us as the game continues. Another breaking ball, this time low.
Yeah, you can see CJ's very anxious right now. He really wants to get that hit. He looks like he's trying to jump at the baseball, but he's doing a good job of still staying patient. But you can tell he's anxious to get that hit.
Bounced up again. Wagatsuma with the nice play to keep it off on his chest protector and then right in front. CJ had 3 hits in yesterday's doubleheader. Another breaking ball. That one's in the zone. And the count goes full. Top of the order awaiting on deck. It'll be the 4th time up for the Bruins lineup. Still nobody out in the 4th inning. Breaking ball, this one misses away. So CJ will draw the walk. That will load the bases. Richardson to third, Staley to second, Townsend at first, and here is Kanta Kobayashi. 2 for 3 day for Kanta.
Back at the top of the order, center fielder, Kanta Kobayashi.
Breaking ball. That one's driven to left center field. It'll stay in play, and it is just basically missed by the left fielder looking up into the sun. And 2 runs will score on the play. Bill, how you going to rule that one, bud?
Gonna play, Bill. Dude was camped.
They bounced
E7.
E7 on the play. Left fielder Evan Booth was right there. Looked like he was going to make the catch, and it basically just missed his glove and dropped behind him.
I don't know if the sun messed with him. He looked like, like you said, he was right underneath it, and it just kind of went over his head. Not sure, if the sky and the clouds played with his depth perception a little bit, as there's ball 1 to Connor. But yeah, it just kind of went over his head, and he just missed it.
So Richardson and Staley score on the play. Townsend now at second. So 2 RBIs?
No,
1
1.
RBI on the sacrifice E7. That one misses up high. Connor Barnett started this inning off with a base hit. All 9 Bellevue batters in the inning have reached base, either by a hit, a walk, a hit by pitch, or an error. Connor really wanted to go get that one, but laid off as it fell outside the zone. 3-0. Let's see if Connor might have a green light here. Ryan Powers on in relief of starter Michael Wyshowski for presentation. Fastball swinging into right center field. That one's going to drop for extra bases. Up against the fence. Here comes Townsend in to score. Kanta Kobayashi will pull up at third on a RBI double by Connor Barnett, his second hit of the afternoon.
Yeah, that was a good swing. Just hit a line drive right to center field. Connor did what Connor does on those type of pitches. He does that really well. You know, he doesn't pull a baseball very often. He really doesn't. He loves going the other way. And that's just the way his swing path is. That's the way he's been hitting for 3 years here.
A little Derek Jeter-like,
Yeah.
to reference the Yankee great. Here's right fielder Jake Lacey. He's going to hit the ball to the left center field area. That's going to be a one-hopper off the fence. 2 more runs will score. One run will score. Second runner held up by Dwayne Mundlux. The 1 RBI on the double by Jake Lacey. Kanta Kobayashi scores from third. Barnett holds. Again, Barnett nursing that sore hamstring. And looks like we're going to have another call to the bullpen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batters, 7 batters faced by Ryan Powers, and retired no one.
Yeah, it looks like Samuel Gardner is coming in to pitch. He's got 11 appearances, 13 innings, 26 hits, given up 32 runs, 30 of them earned, 14 walks. His ERA is almost 20. So, again, it's another guy that Bellevue can do a lot of damage with. He doesn't seem like he's in the zone nearly as often as the other 2 pitchers, with over a walk an inning. So we'll see what kind of patience they have.
Gardner was one of 4 pitchers used in the opener yesterday afternoon. Back on for his second day of work, coming out of the bullpen. Number 19, Samuel Gardner. Gardner, a junior 6-footer from Arvada, Colorado. Oh, that's where the jalapeno smell is coming from. Bill's enjoying a little mid-game snack here after the rain delay. Oh, we all have sandwiches over there. Okay. Bless you. Well, my stomach will be growling now for the next couple of innings. Hopefully it won't interfere with the broadcast.
Number 13, that's what I had to be off the line.
Again, it's Mick Krupski and Chris Williamson with you on the broadcast today. Chris will have to leave after this first one is done. But glad to have him along once again. Always provides a great commentary to our broadcasts. A former player, volunteer assistant coach. As Sam Gardner will get his 8th official warm-up tosses. Kind of a little short arm motion coming from about here on his delivery.
Yeah, I bet he was an infielder earlier in his playing career. That's usually a lot of the times where their arm slots are, possibly even a catcher turned into a pitcher, especially with it being right out of the ear. Catchers are usually right out of the ear. That's the way they're taught. So it wouldn't surprise me if he was either a catcher or possible middle infielder early on in his career.
The first man Gardner will face is the Bellevue catcher, Logan Grant. Bounce to the plate, blocked up again by Colby Wagatsuma.
And it looks like his fastball's got a decent amount of cut action to it, which it'll run into Logan as a left-handed hitter. So we'll see if Logan can, if he can pick up on that, or if Samuel, as he swings and misses for strike 1, can take advantage of the movement on his fastball and get Logan out.
Took a little something off of that one, possibly a changeup or just a change of speed. 16 runs on 15 hits for the Bruins offense so far. There's a fastball located outer half for the called strike.
Yeah, it's starting right. That one started right on the outside corner and cut over the middle. So hopefully Logan can recognize it and put a good swing on it.
Bellevue with 2 20-plus run outings yesterday in the first game of the doubleheader as that one misses away. Knocking on the door of 20 again with 16 on the board. Bellevue with 6 20-plus run games on the season. Off the outside edge there, the count will be full. Barnett at third. Lacey at second. Grant at the plate.
He stuffed bread in his back pocket.
Upstairs, Logan will draw the walk to reload the bases. Takumi Mieno patiently waiting there, and he'll take over at first base as the courtesy runner. Still nobody out in the inning.
Batting in the fifth spot, third baseman.
Nick Gray becomes the 13th batter of the inning for the Bruins. The onslaught continues.
Oh, you should have brought your kids. Let them play for presentation.
Breaking ball misses outside.
Probably hit 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Another right-hander throwing in the presentation bullpen.
You like that, kid? Yeah.
Breaking ball swung on and missed by Grade. Grade 2 for 3, a solo home run and a 2 RBI single earlier this inning. What he's accomplished so far, along with a ground out. Waits on that one, but fouls it off his front foot.
Here's see if Easton gets up and throws a little bit. If he goes down to the bullpen, keep his arm loose a little bit, or if he's just going to sit there. And because this is a long inning, still with nobody out, like you said, his 13th hitter of the inning. That's a long inning, so he's got to get moving here probably pretty soon as ball 2. So I'm curious to see what he does.
3 innings under his belt. You need 5 for the official win. So has to record 6 more outs to get there.
Well, you don't actually need a
Hopefully not tightening up
have an enhanced
as this inning stretches out. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Lined into left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Barnett, the first to score. Behind him comes Nick Grade. A 2 RBI single for Nick Grade. Sorry, I said that wrong. It wasn't Grade who scored. Grade got the hit. So it was Barnett and then Lacey coming in to score. And the Bellevue lead now jumps out to 18-3. 11 runs in the inning so far. Here's Mathieu Sirra, the 3-run home run earlier in this inning. Breaking ball misses upstairs. Mathieu digs his cleats into that right-handed batter's box. Bellevue runners at first and second. Breaking ball swung on and missed.
I think he wanted a 3-run home run right there.
Mathieu now with 9 home runs on the year. Missing away. 9 home runs and 31 runs batted in. Mathieu tried to check his swing, but went around. Count evens up at 2-2. Number 27 on his jersey number. Lays off that breaking ball. So again, the count goes full.
That pitch right there tells me obviously getting on base at a 720 clip, but that pitch right there early on in the year, he was gonna chase and he was gonna go after. That shows me that he's seeing it extremely well.
Here's the payoff pitch. And that one gets into the zone for the called strike 3. So the streak comes to an end on the first strikeout of the game for Sam Gardner.
That is bound to happen, but that was a good pitch. It was a front door cutter, started right at his knee, and broke right over the inside corner of the plate. That was a good pitch for strike 3.
First out of the inning. Next up for the Bruins, Trad Richardson. Richardson, a perfect 3 for 3. 2 doubles and a single. Popped up on the infield. That'll be an infield fly rule call. Whether it's caught or not, it's going to be an out, but the shortstop, Dawson Barson, able to collect it for the second out of the inning. So for the inning to keep going, here's Drew Staley, the Bellevue second baseman. Staley walked earlier in this inning.
Batting base.
1 for 2 on the day.
Baseman, Drew Staley.
Misses Drew, misses the zone. 11 runs on 7 hits in the inning so far for the Bruins. We're in the top of the 4th inning, a 30-minute lightning delay. Swing and a miss. Bruins continuing to pull away from the Saints. 28-6 in game number 1 yesterday. 21-3 in the second one. Staley couldn't quite pull the trigger at that pitch. Now behind the count, 1-2. Sam Gardner, the third pitcher of the game for presentation, on in relief in the 4th inning. Blocked up on the pitch in the dirt. Make it 2-2. Little slow roller down the third base line. And a nice play on both ends. Third baseman Louis Martinez charging hard to glove it. The one-hop throw over to first, dug out by Ethan Lynch, and the side is retired. But the Bruins pick up 11 runs on 7 hits. There was 1 error and 2 left on base. After 3.5, our score, the Bellevue Bruins 18, the Presentation College Saints 3. Dwayne Monlick's approaching the home plate umpire. That means the Bruins are going to make some substitutions.
Oh, yeah. They do talk about that.
And it looks like we're going to have a call to the bullpen for the Bellevue Bruins, as on in relief.
Jared Eifler.
Number 44, Jared Eifler, will put his name in the books.
Appeared in 11 outings.
Now on the mound of Bellevue, number 44, Jared
Sorry
Eifler.
The stat sheet got cut off on the print, so it's hard to figure out what
11
lines
outings,
up.
17 innings, ERA of 3. So he's been a guy that they've been trying to count on a little bit more as of late. He's got a lot of run on his pitches, so he's a guy that they are needing to count on, especially as it gets later on the year, postseason play, conference, opening round time. He's going to be a guy that's going to get some innings, and so he's got to find a way to, again, be consistent, make big pitches when he needs to. So it's good to get him work. Yes, an 18-3 game, but he's got to, with his own mindset, he's got to have his own goals in mind when you're coming to games like this. These games aren't fun to pitch in. They're not. It's boring, but you got to find your own. You got to have your own mentality, what you want to get out of that outing, and so we'll see what he has.
First man he will face is the right fielder, Matthew Womack, as the Bruins now have an all-Alberta, Canada battery. Logan Grant behind the dish. Jared Eifler on the mound. First pitch, breaking ball for a called strike 1. Swing and a miss on the fastball, 0-2.
So, bro, so you don't have any bad news for me.
You counting it, man?
I'm counting.
This is figured out.
Did they?
Tries to get the batter to chase. He holds up, now 1-2.
Because knowing Coach Malley, knowing Coach Monlux, they're still looking to see what he has in a game like this. If you can come into this game and still get guys out, that's good. But if you come into this game and you don't pitch well, as there's ball 1, you don't pitch well, you don't get guys out in a game like this on the team that you should, they're going to take that into consideration when it comes to postseason time. And, they're going to play and pitch the best guys.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball just a little bit high. As Womack kind of ducked under that one. Full count. The wind and the pitch off the outside edge. So Jared got ahead 0-2, and then 4 consecutive balls allows Womack to reach. Next up, third baseman Louis Martinez, who made that nice defensive play in the last half inning.
Number 11, Louis Martinez.
He doubled with an RBI his first time up today. Eifler working from the stretch. There's a called strike one. Nice pop on the fastball, outer half. Jared with a long hold. Now the breaking ball. Ooh, must have been a little bit up. Had a lot of the plate coverage. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss on a nice fastball. 1-2.
Look for another breaking ball here, but he's got to execute it. I know Coach Malley will be looking for execution in these type of counts.
Logan has 4 home runs in 2 days. Yeah. I was pumped. It was.
Breaking ball misses wide away. 2-2 the count on the 8-hole hitter, Louis Martinez. Jared Eifler wants to grab the rosin bag, dry off his hand a little bit.
I came in when it rained. Oh, okay. Had a little brief, we stopped for a minute.
Fouled at the plate. Count will remain at 2-2.
I can't really even see from back here.
Again, the set at the belt for Eifler and delivers. Again, a little chopper out in front of the plate. Logan Grant out with a bare hand pickup. His only play will be at first base. 2-3 on the putout of Louis Martinez as Matthew Womack advances to second.
Good job by Logan to bounce out really quickly. Go make that play. He's the only one who could have made that.
Very agile behind the plate, blocking pitches and also springing forward to get those little nubbers out in front of the plate. Center fielder Dominic Sarmiento up. He got an RBI his first time up on a ground out with a runner at third. All 3 of the presentation runs coming in the second inning. Somehow that did not hit Sarmiento as he got out of the way. Breaking ball staying in tight.
I think it might have went through his legs, to be honest with you. The way Logan caught it, it looked like a ball went through his legs.
1-0 the count. Off the outside edge, now 2-0.
Jared has an inside though. Oh, he does. He pissed. He shows a lot of motion.
On the outside corner, Eifler gets the call, now 2-1 on Sarmiento.
When they went to pitch yesterday, they were like, love Nate.
Swing and a miss, chased on that fastball. Sarmiento hitting 179 on the season coming into today's action. Has done a nice job in center field defensively. Stays alive with that foul. We're hoping the rain stays away till after the second game is concluded today. Their forecasters talking about some thunderstorms moving in after 6 o'clock. The 20% of showers did come to fruition earlier on. Chopped on the ground to third. A tough play for Nick Gray. Tried to backhand it, then tried to barehand it. E5 on the play. As Dominic Sarmiento reaches, Matthew Womack will stay at third base. That was kind of a tough play for Nick. Wasn't quite sure whether the charge or stay put.
Yeah, I think he did what his only option was. I don't think it was hit high enough for him to come and charge and get the big hop. He's not going to backpedal on the ball, so he tried to get the short hop backhand, and it just didn't work.
Wound up being kind of that in-between hop, which are always tough to read. Nice play by Logan Grant to backhand that pitch wide of the zone. First error of the game for the Bruins. In fact, I think that's the first error of the series against Bellevue. Yes. Perfect defensively in the first 2 games of the series. Fastball, foul ball up the third base line.
Eifler needs to get in tune with his breaking ball. I mean, none of them that he's thrown so far have been even really close. The only thing he's able to get into the zone right now is his fastball. So for him to keep guys off balance, he's got to figure out a secondary pitch.
Having fun with the rosin bag out there on mound. That's the 3rd or 4th time he's picked it up. Gets the outside corner on that one. Now 1-2.
Yeah, anytime he throws a ball, he goes to the rosin bag. So, I mean, I don't know if it's a mental thing or what, but I know that probably won't make Coach Malley very happy with taking.
Swing and a miss. There's a nice slider as that one broke sharply away from the bat of Dawson Barson. First strikeout of the game for Jared Eifler, second out of the inning, as left fielder Evan Booth steps to the plate.
So, I mean, his tempo is not really good right now. He's taken a very long time in between pitches. So I know, and Coach Malley stresses tempo.
That's his main job.
On the outside corner, called strike 1 on the first offering to Booth. Booth 1 for 2 today. And I know defensive players like a quick-tempoed pitcher as well. You tend to stay on the ball of your feet, ready to make a play. Up the middle, off the mound, and through. Runner around third base, headed for home. That's Matthew Womack. There'll be no play. An RBI single for Evan Booth.
He's got like 20K followers on Instagram.
Womack scores on the play to second base is Sarmiento. And now our score is 18-4.
And that's twice so far we've given up runs after putting up big numbers. Yes, I know it's not going to hurt us in the long run, or in this
In
game.
the short run, yeah.
But as we get further on, as we get in the postseason, opening round, possibly World Series, that stuff, that's the type of stuff that can happen. And that's the type of stuff that Coach Malley and even Coach Monlux, they're looking for. As strike 1 is for a fastball, they're looking for out of this pitching staff. Not giving up runs after we give up, or after we put up runs or big numbers in an inning.
Needing that shutdown kind of a guy. Ethan Leach, the batter for presentation. There's a called strike 2. Or excuse me, 1-1 to count.
Because that's what's going to get you to the World Series. Not giving up runs after you score. You know, that's the way it's been in the past for Bellevue, and that's pretty much what's going to happen.
Fouled up the first base side. Now 1-2.
Because, I mean, our lineup's going to see a lot better pitching in the postseason. You know, they're going to see 90-mile-an-hour guys with good breaking stuff. So, I mean, we're not going to be able to rely on our 10-run average. You know, there may be a game, you know, in the postseason that we'll get 8 to 9 possibly, but that's not going to be an every game thing.
I was like one of the first ones over there. I was like, yo, guys, what are you doing? Like, it was crazy.
Lined hard against the netting above the presentation dugout. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ethan Leach.
So, I mean, if you look at the years that we've gone to the World Series, 3 of the last 5 years since 2016, or 3 since 2016.
Yes.
It's been the pitching staff. Yes, we've had games where we've put up good numbers, but the pitching staff is what gotten us there. You know, we would get outings from Todd Nix in 16 and outings from Braulio in 16, Ben McKendall in 16, EJ last year. So
there's a nicely located breaking ball for the strikeout that will retire the side. So Jared Eifler threw quite a few pitches in that inning, but allowing 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 2 left on base.
And the top of the
4 innings complete. The Bellevue Bruins 18. The Presentation College Saints 4. You're listening to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Mick Krupski and Chris Williamson bringing you the action this afternoon. Bruins are number 4 this year right now in NAIA fielding percentage. 975, I think we said it was. Right now, they led the nation last year at 980. Bruins 1 error in 3 games in this series. Bruins had a rare 2-error game on Monday against Midland University in Fremont. Moeller Field, there's kind of a brickyard, as I recall from back in the day.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. It's natural grass, dirt. I was on duty that day, and I stopped down and watched a little bit of it. So, yeah, you're not going to go through the season not having errors. I know Coach Monlux is, he's realistic. Does he want errors? No, obviously nobody wants to make errors. No, not a player wants to have an error. Pitcher doesn't want to throw a ball. Pitcher doesn't want to give a home run. But it's going to happen. As long as you can limit them, few and far between, you're going to have a good year.
Samuel Garner, back for his second inning of relief work for a presentation. First man he will face is Bellevue shortstop, C.J. Townsend.
Shortstop, C.J. Townsend.
12th consecutive reach base in the last inning. And C.J. starts it up, been plunked on the backside. So again, the Bruins get the leadoff guy on. That has happened in each of the 5 innings so far. And we'll roll Bellevue back to the top of the order for the 5th time today. Kanta Kobayashi steps into the left-handed batter's box.
Back to the top of the order, center fielder, Kanta Kobayashi.
Kanta with a couple of hits and an RBI has scored 3 times. And he'll get another hit as he goes opposite field in the hole between third and short. So that'll keep his batting average above the 400 clip as C.J. Townsend advances to second base. Nice little battle going on between Kanta hitting 401 and Mathieu hitting 402 coming into today's action. Here's Connor Barnett.
Now the plate designated hitter.
Connor
Barnett.
3 for 4. 3 consecutive hits after a fly out in the first. Inside, ball 1. 3 hits, including a double for Barnett. That's hit hard to left field, but a running catch out there. Going to one knee to make the grab as Evan Booth tracked that one in, robbing Connor of another hit.
That was a good play. Nice hard hit line drive by Connor. Left fielder made a good one knee slide to make the catch.
Next up for the Bruins, right fielder Jake Lacey.
Right fielder, Jake Lacey.
Lacey, a pair of RBI doubles today. Also reached on a hit by pitch and has scored all 3 times. Lays off the breaking ball, goes down by his ankles. 18 runs on 16 hits for the Bruins. Called strike at the top of the zone, evens it up, 1-1. Jake, the native of Gillette, Wyoming.
Hometown of Dwayne Monolux.
There we go. Yes, you were listening, Simon. Very good. They're stealing my lines. That one's hit well to center field. Going back. Center fielder will watch it bounce in the parking lot. A 3-run home run for Jake Lacey. The Bruins continue to play long ball and jump their lead to 21-4. Kobayashi and Townsend score ahead of Jake. So a 4-hit day for the Bruin right fielder. 3 hits, but all of them extra bases. Logan Grant steps up next for Bellevue. 437 feet on that home run, according to Bill Mullins. Thank you, Bill. For Jake, now 11 home runs. 5 more RBIs, so 58 runs batted in. That leads the team as he continues to jolt the ball around the old ball yard. Strike called to Grant on the outer half.
Yeah, he's been a pretty good pickup, pretty big pickup for Bellevue this year. I don't think they were expecting to get what they're getting out of him, to be honest with you.
power numbers especially. Right side ground ball, gloved over there by Trent White on a nice sliding play to retire Logan Grant. So both outs in this inning, responsible from great defensive plays by the Saints. First, the line drive speared out in the outfield by Evan Booth, and now the play by Trent White on the ground ball.
Yeah, I thought Logan was going to be able to beat that out, but second baseman made a really good play sliding to his left.
Next up for Bellevue, third baseman Nick Grade. Takes a called strike one. 3 home runs in the game for the Bruins. Make that 4. Grant, Grade, Sirois, and the last one by Lacey. 1-1 count on the Bruin third baseman. 3 hits for Nick. Home run and 2 singles. Bounce to the plate, 2-1. A lot of guys getting leg work, chasing home run balls. Inside, now 3-1. The big inning for the Bruins, the 11-run top of the 4th. Fouled out of play. Now the count will be full. Third consecutive game, the Bruins have gone over the 20-run mark. 7th time this year they have done so. Garner looks in, gets the signal from his catcher. Wagatsuma comes set just above the belt and delivers the breaking ball that drops into the zone for a called strike 3. It fooled Grade. He'll head back to the bench, but the Bruins pick up 3 runs on 2 hits. The big blast, the 3-run homer by Jake Lacey. No errors and nobody left on base. After 4.5, it's Bellevue 21, presentation 4.
First time ever with 3 straight 20-run games.
First time ever in the history of Bellevue baseball that the Bruins have scored 20 or more runs in 3 consecutive games. So the Bats having some fun today.
Yeah, and they should, to be honest with you. You know, these are, and on presentation side, it's a bummer, you know, for them. That's not a fun feeling when you go on the mound and you're just like, man, I can't get anybody out. I've been there. It's not a fun feeling, but Bellevue offensively, if you weren't right, you know, if you felt a little off, these are called get right games.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like, or seems like everybody's getting right at the right time, which as long as they can keep building, you know, I'm not saying they're going to score 20 runs every single game from here on out, but as long as they can get that confidence and start seeing the baseball better as a hitter every, 1 through 9, it's only going to benefit them moving forward.
Looks like we've got a couple of changes in the game as Dwayne Mollix approaches home plate umpire Tim Arndt. We've got Jake Lacey has moved back to left field. Takumi Maeno is now playing in right field.
Now in left field for the Bruins, Jake Lacey.
And at first base, it's Cade Sakamoto.
Yano, and at first base, Cade Sakamoto. Now at the plate, designated hitter, Wolfgang Thorson.
Center field and catcher as well, Simon.
Also, we've got Nate Sprenger behind the plate for Logan Grant.
35's in center. Got it.
And out in center field, number 35 is Houston Fogelstrom for Kanta Kobayashi.
At catcher is number 5, Nathan Sprenger for the Bruins. And in center field, Houston Fogelstrom.
So again, using a lot of ink in the old scorebook today as Jared Eifler back to work on the mound. Bounce to the plate and by Wolfgang Thorson, the batter. He doubled his first time up and then lined out his second trip. North Dakota native, playing for the South Dakota School. Low and away. Again, low.
Again, it's his breaking ball right now. He still doesn't have a really good feel for it.
Misses away, so Wolfdown Thorson will draw the walk. He's been on base 2 out of 3 appearances at the plate. Next up, second baseman Trent White.
Next plate, second baseman.
White with that nice defensive play in the last half inning. A strikeout and a walk in his 2 plate appearances. First pitch fastball hits the outer half for the called strike. Popped up, will it stay in play? Sakamoto looks at it, it won't. Behind the storage building up the first base side. Storage buildings, batting cage, and bullpen area on the first base side of the field. Another batting cage out behind the left field fence. Springer on the nifty little catch after it popped out of his glove.
Yeah, I think he tried to frame it before he actually had it.
Good recovery. White awaits the next pitch from Eifler. 2 wide. Backhanded stop by Springer just in behind the plate. In this inning, Bruins having a lot of guys see action in this weekend series. Down low. 2-2 the count. Jared working from the stretch. That's kind of a triple tap with his front foot before he comes to a set position. And on a 3-2 pitch, that one is low, so back-to-back walks. As you mentioned, Chris, this is an opportunity for Jared to come in and show what he's got, but his control's been a little off.
Yeah, it's kind of disheartening, to be honest with you. I know he wants to pitch well. I know the coaches want him to pitch well. They need him to pitch well, especially moving forward. And so when you get in a game like this, a game that he should be overpowering these hitters, fastball on the outside corner, swing and miss, he's not doing it. And it's not like he's getting hit. He's walking them. He's getting up 0-2, 1-2, and then being very non-competitive with the rest of his pitches.
Again, a pitch off the mark. The batter is the catcher, Colby Wagatsuma. Wagatsuma, the native of Hawaii. Pearl City, Hawaii, to be exact. There's a nice location just above the knees for the called strike. Bellevue Volleyball has had several Hawaii players, Hawaii natives, over the last 5, 6, 7 years. Rayanne Kimoto, current member of the volleyball squad from Hawaii. That one's hit into center field for a base hit. Here comes Thorson rounding third. He will score easily on the RBI single by Kobe Wagatsuma. So 3 up and 3 on in this inning for presentation. Courtesy runner Kobe Woodfin replaces catcher Colby Wagatsuma. Now 21-5 as right fielder Matthew Womack steps in. Womack has scored both times he's been up today. A single in the second inning and walked and scored in the fourth. Strike one called. Can see some movement in the Bellevue bullpen, but we can't see exactly who it is from our vantage point. Breaking ball misses away. Yeah, just Jared's having difficulty with that release point with his breaking ball.
Everything is on the left-handed batter's box when it comes to that breaking ball.
Holding on to it just a little bit too long. Now 2-1. Presentation with 5 hits on the day. Back to the net on the foul ball. 2-2 the count.
What'd you say? So I've never gone anywhere with it. Somebody doesn't know you.
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's bad.
I ain't getting this time, is it?
Oh no, every time it's good.
Again, the triple tap of the front foot. Now Weifler's ready to deliver. Comebacker gets through the pitcher's mound, fielded there at second base, over to first, nicely executed by Drew Staley. Takes the unassisted out at second to retire the courtesy runner Woodfin, and then over to first to retire Womack.
That's a big out. That's a big double play. He needed that just to hopefully get his confidence up a little bit that he can make a big pitch.
Louis Martinez.
Trent White advancing to third on the play, and an opportunity for third baseman Louis Martinez. Has an RBI already today on a double at the second inning. First pitch is low.
Friday, we do some construction shit.
Last night, you know, fucking up here.
Outside.
Have one beer. Yeah, have one beer, bro. Wait, go back home. Just took my phone. Now it's
Foul out of play.
got like home, got dressed, got my keys, fucking all my shit.
A new look for the Bellevue outfield in this inning. Jake Lacey in left, Houston Fogelstrom in center, and Takumi Maeno in right. Popped up toward left center field. Who's going to take charge? It'll be Jake Lacey calling for it. And he'll make the catch to retire the side. One run does score on one hit. There were no errors and one man left on base. 5 innings in the book, 21-5. The Bellevue Bruins on top by a bunch. Again, the 10-run rule comes into effect after 7 innings in the scheduled 9-inning contest. So 2 innings to go if the score remains the same or similar.
Unfortunately, I don't think I'll have time to stay around for the whole thing.
On duty today?
Yeah, I'm on duty tonight, so I gotta get home and get all my stuff together and get ready for a long night of work.
Hope it's a nice, quiet Friday night in Fremont for
If
you.
the storms come, we'll see. You never know.
Yeah.
You know, it's a Friday night, so if it's nice out, you know, people may be a little rowdy, but, you know, if the storms hit like they're supposed to, you never know. It may be quiet, it may not. So
You never know going
you do. You
Being a
don't.
police officer
You know?
like a baseball player.
Nope.
You never know going into any game
you
or
never
on
know
duty.
what's going to happen going into work. It could be, you know, a slow night. It could be a busy night. You just don't know.
One more text message in the queue. Great heyday at the plate, Bruins. Love your broadcast as always. We'll be in Omaha next weekend. That's Jack and Judy Barnett from Colorado. Good job, Connor, teammates, and coaches. All right, we look forward to having you here next weekend. Next weekend is Senior Day and some other festivities. Not the final weekend of the regular season. One more after that. Next weekend, the Bruins will be taking on Mayville State, and then the regular season concludes with a big series against Dakota State. Takumi Maeno will be the guy leading it off in the top of the 6th inning for the Bruins. Led Zeppelin playing in the background. Okay, we got our let out here in the top of the 6th inning. Takumi batting .217 on the year. Looks at a breaking ball from Garner for a called strike 1. Samuel Garner back on to start the action on the mound in the 6th inning. Chopper to short. Good charge there by Barson, but a one-hop throw to first base not handled. That'll be an E6 on the play. And Takumi Maeno reaches.
Good job by Takumi to getting down the line. You know, game like this, he could have been like, okay, that's just a rollover, nice, easy out. No, he put pressure on that defense to have to make a play.
Sakamoto.
Next up for the Bruins, Cade Sakamoto came in as a defensive replacement last half inning. Now his first at-bat today. Cade had a base hit yesterday. Takumi did as well. Coming on in reserve. Breaking ball misses in.
You know, he had a pretty good outing against Midland earlier in the week. I think he got up to 90 pitches. Threw pretty well.
Picked up his second win of the season on the mound. Versatile player, can pitch and play the field.
I know they're happy to have him back. I know he missed all of Florida with he banged his knee and broke a bursa sac, I believe, in his knee. And so it was swollen up basically the entire trip of Florida. So he didn't get to play for a while because he was trying to rehab his knee, get that back healthy. So I know Coach Malley's happy to have him back on the mound. Coach Monlick's happy to have him as a possibly defensive and, pinch hit guy out of the lineup. So he kind of plays a pretty pivotal role for the Bruins.
Goodbye, baseball. That one jolted over the scoreboard in right center field and banged off the tree high above the scoreboard. Cade Sakamoto got his hips, his arm, and everything into that one. Hubba Sakamoto, the 2-run home run. That's another tape measure shot by Bruin batter.
Yasaki!
And that's what he can do as a pinch hitter, too. I mean, that's why he's probably their main pinch hitter coming off the bench when he's healthy. He can do that. And that's what when he comes to the plate, that's what they look for him to do.
First home run of the season, 4th run batted in. Cade coming into today hitting .333. So, yes, a definite valuable commodity coming off the bench for the Bruins. First pitch to the next batter, Drew Staley. Curveball upstairs. Again, Bellevue scoring in every inning in today's first game of the doubleheader. That pitch bounced off the catcher about a third of the way back to the pitcher's mound.
I wish I got like a penny of it.
That's getting the barrel of the bat on the baseball.
Maybe not. Maybe like
Got a distance on that one or no? Kind of hard with the hill out there. North of 400, definitely. Pitch on the inside corner for the called strike. It's about 360 to the gap out there where the scoreboard is. It hit the trees about another 20 feet above the scoreboard. Staley muscles one into left center field. And Drew, a quick turnaround first. He's going to try for second. Here comes the throw. Here comes the slide. And the ball pops out of the glove of Trent White. So Drew Staley with another leg double by the Bruins. And again, runner in scoring position.
Again, another double right out of the box. He wasn't jogging out of the box. He was hustling right out of the box, going as hard as he could to get to second base.
And as we would expect, another Hubba Sakamoto hates those trees while he took down part of a branch out there on that massive shot to right center field as we have another call to the bullpen for the Presentation Saints.
Is Aaron on second base right now? Who's he pinch hitting?
Staley's on second.
Oh, so Aaron Garner's pinch hitting?
Yes, Aaron Garner will pinch hit for C.J. Townsend.
And he'll come in and hit and face Dylan
pitch.
Harshman. 8 appearances, 2 starts, 2 losses, 12 innings, 20 earned runs in those 12 innings, giving up 23 hits, only has 6 walks, ERA north of 14. So again, he's going to be another guy that's in the zone. So Bellevue, Aaron's got to be ready to go when he steps in.
Harshman, a junior out of Fort Morgan, Colorado. As the Bruins continue to light up the scoreboard, Bellevue had 28 runs on 20 hits in the game number 1 yesterday. They had 21 runs on 21 hits in the second game, and now 23 runs on 18 hits in this first game of the doubleheader. Lightning delay or nothing, the Bruin Bats have made their own thunder today.
Well, I think the lightning delay helped them, to be honest with you. They were able to take a break, get away from it, and because, I mean, they weren't getting the at-bats that they wanted to. I know coming from Coach Monlick's anyway, the at-bats weren't as good as what he wanted and what he knows they could have been doing. Because they could have, I mean, honestly, this league could be even bigger if they would have gotten, crooked numbers in the first couple innings that he wanted. So it was good to see them explode right out of the gate after the delay with the 11-run fourth.
Pinch hitter for the Bellevue Bruins, Aaron Garner will step in, hitting in the 9th spot for C.J. Townsend.
Give me a sec, please.
Here's the first pitch from Dylan Harshman. Popped up into shallow center field. I guess it's got more distance than I originally thought. Out there, center fielder Dominic Sarmiento looks it into his glove for the first out of the inning.
Houston's
Top of the order, Houston Fogelstrom. His first at-bat today since coming on as the defensive replacement for Kanta Kobayashi.
Now batting, the center fielder.
Fogelstrom looking for his first hit of the season. Has 7 at-bats. So his bench will be cheering for him to get in the scorebook. Swing and miss on a high fastball. Fogelstrom, the sophomore from right here in Omaha. That's going to be his first hit of the season. A drive into right center field might be for extra bases. Around third base comes Drew Staley, and it's an RBI double for Houston Fogelstrom. So he's got a batting average and a run batted in.
hell yeah, bro.
Nice job again by a Bruin batter going with the pitch. Outer half of the plate, just drove it into the gap of right center field.
Yeah, that was really good to see by Houston. I know the boys, are rooting for him. They've been rooting for him. He's gotten a few chances here and there to get the break his 0 in the hit column, so it was good to see that he finally did it.
Another pinch hitter for the Bruin. Here's Eric Anderson hitting in the DH spot, replacing Connor Barnett. Five of the last 6 batters getting their first crack of the day. Harshman low with the pitch. Harshman came in relief yesterday as well. Finished up game number 1 for the Saints. Swing and a miss on that one by Anderson.
Eric was doing a pretty good job when Connor was out in the DH role. I know they were trying to find somebody to take over while Connor was out. And he got some pretty good opportunities. And when he was in there, as there's ball 3, I believe, he got some pretty good opportunities and did pretty well with his opportunities.
That one's hammered. Will it stay fair? No, it's going to hook foul. Over near the presentation bus parked at the entryway to John Stella Field.
That went over the road.
Wow, another massive blast, but just a strike on the count for Eric Anderson, 2-2. Eric does have a couple of homers on the season. That one opposite way, down the right field line. First baseman giving chase, but Ethan Leach can't quite get there. Go Bruins. Great seeing you last night, Mick. That's the Bellevue trio of Carter, Beckett, and Maverick, the 3 sons of Tyler Komicher, the Bellevue athletic trainer.
School record for runs in a 4-game series.
A school record for number of runs in a 4-game series, and we're still in game number 3. 49-24, 73 runs in the 3 games, and we still have another inning to go. Anderson lays off that one.
No way. Who's this? Levi.
So Anderson gets the walk, and another pinch hitter for the Bruins. To the cheers from his teammates, the pinch hitter will be Levi Story. Levi, normally a pitcher, getting a chance here. The sophomore from Bellevue, a chance to have an at-bat here.
Well, he's going to have one thing on his mind this entire at-bat is to hit a bomb.
Has Levi been up yet this year? I don't think so.
I don't think he has.
No, he's a pitcher. Yeah.
So his first at-bat, fastball on the outside corner, strike 1 call.
Man, you gotta be kidding me. That's tough. Come on, Dad. Let him hear it.
Nathan Springer on deck. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, called strike 2. So a couple of pitches on the outside corner, painted by Dylan Harshman.
I'm surprised he's actually taking pitches, to be honest with you.
Thought he'd be swinging all the way.
Thought he'd be up there hacking.
Now has to protect the plate. That one's way wide. Good location for the count. Trying to get Story to chase, but he holds off. So Jake Lacey with 5 runs batted in, a home run and 2 doubles. That's where Story is batting in the order. Levi puts it in the air to left center field. That has a little carry, but tracked down. Sarmiento, the center fielder, able to get there for the catch and the second out of the inning. So Story gets congratulations by his teammates as he gets back to the dugout after making pretty good contact. Here now is Nate Springer. Springer, his first at-bat of the day, coming on in replacement of Logan Grant.
Now batting, catcher Nathan Springer.
Nathan, 154 batting average this year. Chopped on the ground to short. The easy way to second. From Barson to White. And the side is retired on the fielder's choice. Bellevue picks up 3 more runs in the inning. On 3 hits, there was 1 error and 1 man left on base. As we head to the bottom of the 6th, it's Bellevue 24, Presentation 5.
And unfortunately, I have to leave.
Chris, good seeing you again.
So
we'll look forward to seeing you again down the road. We got games here next weekend and the following weekend.
Yep, I should be around. So hopefully I can be out here more with the schedules matching up. So it's good to be back out here whenever I can get out. It's fun. I enjoy doing this. I know you love having me, but I will be around, and hopefully we can finish this one out, which we should, and then kind of possibly break. I don't know what the national record is in a 4-game set, so maybe that could be on the line for next game.
We'll have to check with Bill before we get to that 4th one. So thanks again.
Right.
Good having you. See you down the road on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. New pitcher for the Bellevue Bruins, southpaw Kenji Miller comes on to be the 3rd Bellevue pitcher of the game. Kenji, a sophomore out of Shoreline, Washington. Only 1 1/3 innings on the season for Kenji.
It was opening day starter. He got hurt.
Oh, thank you. Opening day starter down in Oklahoma City, but got hurt, so fighting his way back. A good opportunity for him here. The first man that Kenji will face is center fielder Dominic Sarmiento. First pitch fastball outside, ball 1. Foul out of play, right side, 1-1 the count. Kenji Miller. Nice frame for a pitcher at 6'2", 180 pounds. Nice tailing fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Sarmiento. Chop foul. Head coach Evan Brandt for the Presentation College Saints. Assistant coach Matthew Vane. Breaking ball down low. And also Carson Dobus helping to coach the Presentation squad in their final year of the school's existence. A called strike 3 on the knees. Nice pop on that fastball, and Sarmiento goes down looking. Sixth strikeout of the game for Bellevue pitchers.
Next to the plate, the shortstop, number 3.
Starter Easton Britton had 3. Popped up on the infield. Tracking out to stay with that. Drew Staley winds up in center field to make the catch for the second out of the inning. Good distance covered there by Drew to get that one off the bat of Dawson Barson. Left fielder Evan Booth. Booth, the only presentation Saint with a multiple hit game off the mound. Miller the throw. Nice job by Cade Sakamoto to hang a cleat on the edge of the base. And a very quick 1-2-3, bottom of the sixth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 inning to go. In this one, that'll be shortened to 7 innings because of the run rule, unless presentation can get 10 runs in their final at-bat in the 7th. Dylan Harshman back to the pitcher's mound for presentation. He'll be facing the bottom half of the Bellevue order in the top of the 7th inning.
Let's go. Let's go. Austin Sheever.
So we might see some more pinch hitters for the Bruins.
Let's go. Let's go.
Bellevue zone.
Looks like Austin Sheever will get a pinch hit opportunity. The freshman from Kingwood, Texas, has a bat in his hand.
This is awesome.
And yes, that will happen. Pinch hitter for the Bruins, number 39, Austin Sheever, will lead it off in the 7th inning, hitting in Nick Grade's spot.
Leading off the Bellevue, the pinch hitter, number 39, Austin Sheever.
So Sheever, another one of those guys, primarily a pitcher, also can play some first base, takes a called strike 1 on the pitch from Dylan Harshman. 4 pitchers again today for presentation, just like in game number 1 of yesterday's doubleheader. A breaking ball stays upstairs. Bellevue players looking out from the dugout, cheering on Austin. That one's upstairs. 2-1 the count. Down low now, 3-1. First appearance of the year for Austin. Whether on the mound or at the plate, fouls that one over the top of the backstop. 3-2 the count. Again, teammates shouting their encouragement from over in the first base dugout. Awaiting the full count pitch from Dylan Harshman. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. And there's one away in the top of the 7th inning. Here's Takumi Mayeno. Takumi reached on an air. His first time up, coming on in relief in that right field spot.
Now at the plate, the right fielder, Takumi Mayeno.
Breaking ball for a called strike. Harshman, the second of 2 presentation pitchers who have worked both days in this 4-game set. Breaking ball away. Game number 2 will begin about 30 minutes after the conclusion of game number 1. It's just after 3 o'clock now. Takumi, a little flare down the first base line. And it'll drop in foul territory. Ethan Leach, the first baseman, given chase, but couldn't quite get there. Takumi back to home plate. Takumi's one of those guys that always stretches. We see him stretch before he gets into the batter's box. He stretches out in the outfield in between pitches. He stretches outside the dugout when he is the courtesy runner. That pitch bounced past the catcher all the way to the screen. 1-2 the count. Takumi with a line drive to center field. Sarmiento can't get to it, and it'll bounce over the fence. A ground rule double for Takumi Mayeno. As he keeps things going for the Bruins, he'll drop off his arm guard or ankle guard to Austin Alexander, one of the Bruins' assistant coaches. And now another at-bat for Cade Sakamoto. Cade with a tape measure home run over the top of the scoreboard in right center field. 420 plus. Pitch upstairs. It's hard to measure to the right side of the field because the hill rises very sharply near the base of the right field fence. It's not like the levelness of the center field and left side at John Stella Field. Cade again to right center field. Back-to-back jacks for Cade Sakamoto. 2 more runs batted in, another 2-run home run. This one not quite the same distance as the first one, but it got over the fence, and that's all that counts as Cade Sakamoto rounds the bases, not even smiling until after he gets the home plate. Now he breaks out into a smile as he gets fist bumps from his teammates. The Bruins continue to light up the scoreboard.
Next to the plate, the second baseman, number 4.
Now 26-5. Here's Drew Staley. Drew's played the whole way. Takes the first pitch low. Drew 2 hits, 2 out of 4. Harshman continues to work. Staley lines it into left field. His 3rd hit of the afternoon. Well, the Bruin bats in all 3 games have made a lot of noise. Here's Aaron Gardner. Gardner flied out to center field his first time up in this one. Sound of freight trains in the background. We don't usually hear the freight trains at John Stella Field, at Westgate Field, where the Bruins used to play. Right on the main line, there'd be at least 4 or 5 trains every game rustle on by. Ball 1 to Aaron. Aaron kind of lunged at that one, fouled it out of play. 26 runs on 25 hits for the Bruins.
I've had, like, go to a local community road race.
Upstairs. Presentation pitching staff coming into this series with a earned run average of 14.54. That's going to go up even more from there. Garner into center field. Sarmiento again on the run. You can see the sun reflecting off his sunglasses, but he stays with it to make the play. Both times, Aaron Gardner flying out to center fielder Dominic Sarmiento. Back to the top of the order, center fielder Houston Fogelstrom. Houston got his first hit and RBI. A double. Called strike on the inside corner. To left field, and that'll drop in for a base hit for Fogelstrom. So a couple of knocks for Houston. Staley advancing to second, and the next batter will be Eric Anderson. Anderson walked his first plate appearance today.
Now at the plate, the pitch hitter, Bellevue's own, Eric.
So Houston now 2 for 9. You do the math on that one. I believe that's 222. Followed up getting his first hit with getting his second hit. Breaking ball upstairs. Called strike, 1-1. Sunshine overhead right now after that 30-minute lightning delay. Just a little bit of rain and just only a 1 or 2 strikes. That one's hit in the air to left center field. Again, Sarmiento chases. He won't get there. And it bounces over the fence for an RBI double for Eric Anderson. Fogelstrom will have to stop at third on the 2-base advance as Drew Staley scores on the hit by Fogelstrom. Or by Anderson, excuse me. Here's Levi Story again, his second at bat. Outside. Levi flew out to center field. Sarmiento's been a busy man out there in center.
3 runs this inning, 27 total.
Down low. Hard to keep up with all the runs on the scoreboard out there. Bellevue up to 27 now. Story hits the ball well to left field. But a nice running catch out there by left fielder Evan Booth to deny Levi the base hit. So Bellevue picks up 3 more runs in the inning. The big blast, the Cade Sakamoto's second home run of the game. 5 hits in total on the inning. No errors and nobody left on base. Heading to the bottom of the 7th inning, the Bruins 27. Presentation 5. The strains of Take Me Out to the Ball Game whistling through Brown Park as Bellevue fans have enjoyed this one. "27 runs on 28 hits. 1 error for the Bruins. 5 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors for Presentation. Back to the hill goes Kenji Miller. Kenji started his college career at Everett Community College. Now a Bellevue Bruin coming off that injury at the start of the season. I believe Everett is the home of the Everett Aqua Sox, one of my favorite minor league baseball team ball caps. Part of the Seattle Mariners minor league system. Got a cute little frog on the top of it. My daughter gave me that as a Christmas present probably 15 years ago now. And it's still one of my favorite caps. Leading it off in the bottom of the 7th inning, first baseman Ethan Leach. Oops, excuse me. Thank you, pinch hitter. Taking a little snooze here. Pinch hitter is Trevor Ball, 5'9" junior from Erie, Colorado. Hit down the first base side. That'll get out of play. Oh, Trevor Ball.
Bellevue West. Bellevue University. Coach here.
Oh, hell yeah.
Before this.
Ball back into the batter's box. 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit foul the other direction up the third base line. 1-2 the count. Dustin Shorey will be the Bruins starter for game number 4 of this series. Again, Bruins trying to go for a sweep. Pitch misses outside, 2-2.
I'll say it.
Yeah, of course.
It's not.
Breaking ball comes into the zone. Ball knew it. And the strikeout, the second of the game in 2 innings for Kenji Miller. Seven strikeouts in total for Bellevue pitching.
Pitch hitting for presentation.
Another pinch hitter stepping in for the Saints. This time it'll be Colton Schusted. Hitting for Wolfdan Thorson in the DH spot. Schusted did the DH duties yesterday for the Saints. Fouled out of play.
So I played Chico in Kansas.
Oh, did
Yeah.
Swing and a miss on that tailing fastball.
So one of my buddies played summer ball north of Platte. And then some kid towards ACL.
Schusted, a Minnesota native, looks at a called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kenji Miller as he's looking to get back into top form, being a great addition to the Bellevue pitching core.
Pitch hitting for the Saints.
Another pinch hitter. This time it'll be Keegan Niedermeyer. Hitting in Trent White's spot. Keegan Niedermeyer. First pitch swinging, comes up empty.
Exactly. You said it right, too. I just think of the radar.
The wind and the liver, another called strike, outer half. Well, the Saints down to their final out, final strike. Niedermeyer swings out in front of the plate. The throw to first base by Nathan Springer. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Kenji Miller. And this one will come to an end for the Bellevue Bruins. 27 runs on 28 hits, 1 error. For the Presentation Saints, 5 runs on 5 hits and 3 errors. With the victory, the Bellevue Bruins are now 33-6 overall, 18-1 in conference play, the number 5 rated team in the NAIA coaches top 25 poll. The Bruins pick up their 7th 20 or more run victory on the season. They've set a new conference record with the most number of runs scored in a 4-game series with still 1 more game yet to go. With the loss, Presentation still winless on the season, now 0-33, 0-19 in conference play. Thanks again for joining Chris and me this afternoon for game number 1. It's now about 3:17, so let's say 30 minutes. About 3:45, we'll be looking to get back to the action for game number 2 of the doubleheader. Game number 4 of the 4-game set. Mick Krupski signing off for right now. Come on back for more baseball on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network.